Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening. Well, what a week. What a... In fact, what a last 24 hours. Just unbelievable. Really is unbelievable. I guess you guys, I'll wait for a few more people to come in. What we got? 2 in. Hi guys, how you doing? God, do you know what I'd really love? I really would love to be able to have everybody being able to talk rather than me just talk and people text. Something like Zoom or something like that. Brooks, how are you, mate? Magic, yes. We are here. Which pill are we taking tonight? Or which tonight? I think we'll just say that I think we've all taken the right pill. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Brooks, how you doing? How are things with you? Red pill baby. Isn't it funny how it's funny how those two colours came up in it, the red and blue, because that's I guess in America it's probably the same, but politics in the UK, if you look at the two big pies, red ties, blue ties. But yeah, it has nothing to do with that because they're both fucking bullshit anyway, aren't they? So yeah, what do I want to talk about? There's a couple of things. Some really crazy things actually. I'm not sure how long ago it was, but did you see all those birds fall out of the sky on that CCTV? I think it was on CCTV. Like, I mean, thousands, probably like 5,000 birds just went, just like, what the fuck? And then all sort of flew off, and God, there's some weird shit going on. Really weird. Just like I saw that and I was like, hold on a minute. Just trying to think of any cause, because it was as if they flew into something. It was as if like 5,000 birds just went bang, all kind of shocked for like a few seconds, and then all fucking took off. Yeah, no, I know. I try and start it as late as I can because I know we probably got to go for a couple of hours. And I'm kind of fed up of going to bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Because I have to kind of get up early to do random living normal life stuff. But yeah, no, they'll be on. We'll get a few of them in, I'm pretty sure. Did you all see that reaction to the... God, it just shows you how like sensitized we are to the thing in New York that's just happened. I haven't really looked into it. I've not seen I've just heard like, I've seen a few like what they called, a few things on social media of people filming it and running off like fucking. And of course, everybody immediately thought, because of the fucking just over the last so many years, that anything that goes bang, anything, rather than actually like figure it out, instant fucking chaos, absolute chaos. And what was it, a manhole or something? Like, Jesus Christ, what's going on with these people? Why is everybody so on edge? It's bad. Even today, just go shopping. The thing in New York, it was like it was a manhole, you know, like the things that steam, you get steam coming out of them in the road. Well, apparently one exploded, just like bang, like huge fucking fire and all that kind of shit. And of course, I think it was near Times Square, so it was packed, absolutely packed. And it was absolute chaos, like proper chaos. It's unbelievable. It was as if like the whole 9/11 thing had happened. Everyone just fucking freaked out. And yeah, it was just, that's how people react to anything these days. It's absolutely nuts. Everyone's so fucking on edge and scared about everything. And then we've got this new, I don't know if you've seen the thing about neocov. What the freaking hell. Neocov, China, new strain, massively deadly. What are they just fucking constantly releasing these things? It's so perfect, like the timing of these things. They seem to last about the same amount of time, and then there's another one, and another one, and another one. It's like fucking hell. Yeah, Neocov. Just have a Google of that. It's keep finding like what I find. Let me see if I can find you the. So I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's clear enough. Yeah, apparently like some new thing that's freaking everyone out. Nah, hey Alexis, how you doing? Listen, I think I wouldn't even just say that. I would say just 90% of people are just not intelligent people. They're intelligent in the sense, they might have degrees and they might have all this other stuff, but they're just so like bound in their bubble that it's something I was thinking about earlier. It's like how the narrative just creates the bubble that you live in. Like for 90% of people. In fact, here's a question for you. What do you think the percentage is of people who are switched on, who have, taken that pill? How many people do you actually think, percentage-wise, around the world, who kind of know what's going on, can see through the bullshit, the narrative is for, it's not for them also. What do you think the actual percentage is? Because I don't think it's very high. That's the problem. I just don't think, I keep hearing people saying, oh, people are waking up, people are waking up. I don't see any more people today than when I was 30 years ago, when Alex Jones was screaming and shouting and stuff. I don't see more people today. I hear people tell me, oh yeah, there's a lot more people who are like kind of switched on and whatever, but I just don't see it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But then, Brooke, that's to me, that tells me that they're just not switched on then. Like you can know stuff, but if you're not gonna kind of, go against the machine by telling people, I know a lot of people are scared. A lot of people, to be honest, I was scared to do this because of the shit we talk about and stuff like that. And yeah, probably have been listed and all that kind of stuff. But I'd like to believe that, Brooks. I really would. I'd like to think that there's more people than I think, but I just don't see them. I don't see that many people. Like I've got this kind of habit of just randomly talking to random people. Just if I'm sat somewhere and someone sort of stood down, I'll go, "Hey, what's up, man?" Blah blah, and you get into conversation, and as soon as you mention anything, like I do it as a kind of test, I suppose. You talk about normal stuff, and then something that they say can kind of let you introduce them to something. Now they mention some, oh, COVID's terrible, and you then say something about that. You then say something, and they're like, they become this. Like I've just seen a video that put it in really good context. That you could be in a room with like 6 people, and you're all chatting away, and you're all having a good conversation, and you're talking about stuff, and everyone's getting on, and you can just throw something in there that makes them all become like prison guards. They want to try and stop you talking about, oh, you're not going to go, you're not talking about that stuff, you're not, and it's instant. You go through that 3 stages of truth that I talked about a while ago of how, like, you've instantly ridiculed. Nah, you're not one of them, are you? That's what I hear. I hear that all the time. I hear it from people who are quite close to me as well. It's funny for me. It's quite funny because I'm not here to make people change. That's the last thing I want. I want to talk to people like yourselves who know this stuff. because you probably know different things to what I know. And I think I've said it quite a few times that I value everybody who watches this, everyone who gets involved in the chat, because I've learned a lot from you guys. And I think that's really important. I don't know fuck all, I think I know stuff and whatever. And you only kind of, when you only have these thoughts of what things are like or what's happened and why it's happened and is it a false flag, and you go through this kind of process of whatever event has happened until someone else can kind of see that, and you think, and then another person, it kind of confirms to you. So I look for that kind of confirmation from people, because some of the things that that are happening are so fucking wild. They're so out the fucking box mad that it's very hard to just go, yeah, it's that, And of course, I don't have belief systems. I don't have I'm not a messenger shooter. I shoot the message. Don't care who it is who's talking about it or whatever. I just don't do it. And I know a lot of people who you say, oh, did you hear, like, for instance, did you hear what Russell Brand said? Oh, you don't listen to him, do you? Have you heard what he's talking about? Nah, I'm not interested. It's Russell Brand. He's an ex-drug addict. And you think, fucking hell, like how much you're missing out just because of the person. And I think that comes from emotion. I think that comes from the kind of emotional hatred of somebody. Everybody's like, no one said anything about Putin apart from, he's a bit of a dictator. That's all people said years ago. And now everyone fucking hates him. He's the worst fucking person on the planet this week. You know what I mean? What's that? Stupid is as stupid does. The results are obvious when it comes to how many. Yeah. I just walk away because those people are liabilities. Yeah, see, that's very true. That is very true. And to be honest, it can kind of destroy your positivity, if you know what I mean. And there's a lot of people out there who just want to do that. They just literally want to make you feel lower because they feel maybe, I hear excuses like, oh, I haven't got time, or I'm too busy to listen to that stuff. And you think, really? But you'll sit and watch some fucking soap about bullshit nonsense for 2 hours in an evening. But you won't actually sit there and think, oh, you know what? Knowledge is important. Things like ancient archaeology, things like, oh God, there's fucking no end of subjects. There's absolutely loads. My dad's all right. Thank you for asking. That's really appreciated. This is why I love you lot. Fucking, you always ask. You always ask. He's doing all right. He was supposed to come home today, but they've recommended that he stays a bit, which hasn't happened before. Usually he goes through this process of a couple of weeks after a stroke. They build him up, they get his strength back, all that kind of stuff. This time it's not really come back as good as it should, which worries me a bit, because it's going to make life a bit more difficult here. But that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm dedicating my life to at the moment. And I'll tell you one thing, Freddie, for like Brooke, you probably don't, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but I am a full-time carer for my dad, who's had 5 strokes now, just like unfucking real amount. He's had TIAs, which are a kind of similar thing, but they wear off much quicker. But every time it happens, it kind of takes 5% away from him. And after a while, things. So I literally look after him 24/7. I packed in my whole life. I was DJing and a music producer for 25 years. And when my mum passed away, he had a massive stroke, and I just packed it in and came straight here. And to just put it in a nutshell, the reason why is because someone said to me years ago, when I was in Thailand, funny enough, your dad was there, your mum and dad were there for your first breath, and you should be there for their last. And it changed my life. Just those few little words. So that's what I do all day, every day. And currently he's not here. He's in a kind of rehab after just having another one. So, but fingers crossed, he's going to be fine, and we can get back to some kind of normality, whatever. So, I'll tell you what. So let's start a couple of subjects. So last night, which this kind of made me laugh this morning, because when I see these things like Earth Day, things like that, I always think, who's setting these things up? And it's obvious. It's obvious who's doing these things. So last night there was a thing called Power Down, and everybody in the UK. It might have happened everywhere else, but everyone in the UK last night turned off their power for 10 minutes, like it was going to make some fucking huge difference. So all these fucking sheep turned off their power for 10 minutes. And all I've seen today is videos of people saying, I turned off my power, and they're taking footage of their meter, their electricity meter, and it's still charging them. Even though everything's off, fridges, fish tanks, TVs, lights, whatever, it's still going up. So they're still paying for it. And everyone's complaining about it now. Everyone's saying, oh my God, I can't believe it. I turned my power off. I'm still getting charged. You think, and you thought 10 minutes was going to change the world, really? Like, what was the thing behind it was, the thing behind it was, people said, right, let's stick the middle finger up to the power companies. Let's turn off power off for like 10 minutes. That's for me is just, it's unbelievable. This group mentality of, like, it's like fashion, people don't do it for the right reasons. They do it because everyone else is doing it. And I find it tedious. I really do. Oh, well, they didn't do it in the States. I thought they were going to do it everywhere. That must be just the daft English people. Yeah, because everyone did it. I even looked outside last night and I could see like how quite dark it was. But of course, the people who are using the most power, like street lights and fucking McDonald's and whatever, they were all on. No one gave a shit. But households tried to do something, and yeah, it kind of backfired, and that was that. I thought that was quite ridiculous. What else? I heard something today. And listen, this isn't offensive. I'm not saying this in a way, because if anyone is slightly overweight or obese who are listening right now, this isn't at you, because I believe that you have the right to be what you want. If you want to be massive, if you want to be skinny, you've got that. It's your choice, and so I've got nothing against it at all. But when I see someone who is massively overweight telling, okay, I'll tell you who it is. It's Boris Johnson, right? So he is classed as obese. If you look at his face, you nearly can't see his ears. He's that fat, right? So he came on TV the other day and he said, there's too many fat people in this country. Like what? It's like a trying to think, it's like a serial killer saying there's too many serial killers. It's out of order, there's too many of them now. It's like, fucking hell. And the more I talk like this and think like this and whatever, it really does freak me out of why things are so mental at the moment. Like the double speak, the hypocrisy, it's when as I was growing up, I used to see it, but it was never so constant. Like there wasn't this massive constant of just story after story after story that you can just look at and go, bullshit. It reminds me, I don't know if you guys know Karl Pilkington, one of Ricky Gervais's mates. When he was asked, when he was asked if you could be a superhero, who would you be? He went, I'd be bullshit man. I'd fly around the world. And anytime I heard any bullshit, I'd fly in and go, bullshit. And I swear, if there was a superhero that I wish there was alive, it was Bullshit Man. It would be brilliant. It really would. Yeah, pot meets kettle. Exactly. Exactly. I love that saying, actually. I very rarely use it, but I fucking love that saying. It's really cool. Because it does hit the nail on the head. Absolutely. What's that? I didn't need to turn off the power. Texas has been on fire for a couple of weeks. It's finally rained last night. Oh, what have you got? Like wildfires? Going all sort of California style. Yeah, that's. I'll have a look at that. I've not heard that. But then again, I don't really watch the mainstream anymore. I find it painful. I find it really quite like. I find it hard to actually sit there without getting fucking like. I can't do it anymore. I have to grit my teeth when I sit with my dad having dinner, or if we're sat in here and he wants to watch the news. I either go and say, "Oh, I've just got to go and do something," or I sit there like this, trying to kind of hold back the because I don't want to upset him and whatever. So I know what you mean about the bullshit, and I got so disheartened about it all. At one point, I just stopped paying attention. Yeah, so you've got to kind of disconnect from it for a while. And it's the same with this. It's the same with like this stuff of like all the bad energy stuff. Like you've got to kind of take a break for it. You've got to take a break from everything. You've got to you can't do everything all the time because it will send you mad. It will send you fucking loopy. God, years ago I was just constantly on it, and I had to force myself to stop and just go, you know what? Fucking stop. Wow. And what? Yeah. So they are wildfires, are they? That's and are they actually natural wildfires, or do you think this is some kind of? God, I've just got to question everything these days because we had them in the UK. We had fucking wildfires. I think they were up in Scotland, sort of somewhere, and it was all the peat bogs that had all dried out because of we had a hot summer a couple of years ago. But then it was found out that someone actually went and set fire to them. But they still play that, they still play that. Oh, it's natural, it could be natural. Even though the stories come out that I think it was 3 kids or something like that, they still say global warming, everything's drying out, everything's got to burn, and it's it's lunacy, absolutely lunacy. Um, what were the other things I was came up today? It's so funny when I do these lives. I have all this stuff in my head going right. I fucking talk about this. I want to talk about that. And as soon as I turn it on, I'm like, fucking hell. Anyway, what have you guys got to tell me? You found found out anything interesting since a couple of days ago? There's been this thing about petrol. I don't know if you've heard this about gas for your car. And it was weird because before I even heard about it, I was gobsmacked because I put okay. I usually get if I fill my tank on my car, I usually get about 400 miles, say, right? So half a tank, 200-ish miles. I've just used half a tank and got about 120 miles. I was like, a bit weird. So took the car to the garage and was like, can you just have a look and tell me what's going on? Because fuel, this and that, blah, blah, blah. He had a look, nothing wrong. He said, no, it's, all good, all good. And I was like, okay, that's weird. And like it went down really quick. And I've literally done to where my dad is, which is about 15 miles. So I've done there and back 4 times. and all that since I filled it up, which is about 120 miles. My fuel light's on. Like, what? Where's those fucking 80 miles gone? And then I saw something come up, and it said thousands of people are complaining now that the fuel price has gone up and the quality's gone down. Whether there's anything in that, I'm not sure, but maybe that's something just to keep an eye on. Just have a reset that clock, get to zero when you next put your petrol in. Just see how much. Just see if you're getting what you were getting a month ago. Because I'm definitely not, and I've just filled up again today, and I'm gonna really keep an eye on it, because if that's the next scam, fucking hell, really are doomed. And then we've got what was the thing with? We have this thing in the UK called Extinction Rebellion, which fucking hell, they're blocking all the ports at the moment. Apparently, they're blocking, like, there's a big port on the southeast coast, which takes all the stuff from Europe. So we get a lot of the food and bits and pieces and stuff. And they've blocked all the trucks, and all the food's gone bad. And I think, they've been talking about food shortages. Why would Extinction Rebellion want to, when you've got a message for someone, say, if you're against all these kind of like big pharma and whatever, and that whole thing, if you're against anything like that, the last thing you want to do is make the people that you're representing about this to suffer. It's like, Jesus. Yeah, they reduced it by 5p here, funny enough, which is not far off 10 cents. The trouble is, it went up about 70 cents, about 50p. Fucking hell, it was only 2 years ago. It was what? Probably maybe 3 years ago, maybe. It was about £1, which is what, $1.30 or something. And now it's, what are we at the moment? 170 or something, which is what, $2 a litre. It's fucking insane. Absolutely mad. Yeah. What can you do? If you say, "Oh, I'm just not going to buy fuel anymore," then what the fuck are you going to do? There's so many things that they've like manipulated that you can't get out of. You can't actually go, "Oh, well, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to do that anymore." You can't do that with electricity. You can't do that with gas. You can't do that with fuel. So they've got everybody by the fucking knackers, and that's what. And I speak to people, and they don't even see that. They don't even see, when I explain to them, I say, isn't it funny how it's all the really essential things that you need every single day? They're not things that you use once a month or this or that. They're things you need every single day to stay alive, to earn your money, to go to work, to, whatever you've got to do. But I couldn't just say it now, because I have to go see my dad in wherever he is. I can't just go, "Oh, you're fucking hell, I'm not going to do that anymore." And I just find it quite convenient that it's all the things that you really, really, really depend on to kind of continue your life in a way that you can conduct yourself properly and get on with stuff. But yeah, that fuel thing's pissed me off, because I really did notice. And I thought it was just me, to be honest. 29 gallons, $108. Fucking hell. Wow. Oh, I've just seen, now you've mentioned the word chicken. Oh, God. I've just seen something about, in fact, I don't even know if I saved it. But, well, we all know fucking McDonald's. We all know, like, their chicken nuggets have got about as much chicken in as fucking this TV. You know what I mean? What's that then? The big thing here is them killing chickens. And what's that? Because there's like some bird flu or something, is it? That, if you say, yeah, I'm just not going to be surprised, because I've not heard of it. There was something a couple of months ago here, actually, that they were going to slaughter all the geese or something like that. But again, it just gets pushed aside, and fucking they move on to something else. That's the other thing, is how fast things move in the news. When you do actually sit and watch it, you just fucking, it's like an overload. It's like this. Like, fucking calm down. How about going to a bit of detail first rather than just like headline? And like the headline readers. God, I'm fed up of headline readers. Jesus. When people, like, I don't know if you ever read a full story in a newspaper or in a, you know, rather than just listen to like some fucking dick on the news going, oh, and in Nigeria today, instead of doing that, actually go and read a story about it. And the headline says something like, oh, everyone's going to die. Da, da, da. And you read the whole article, and at the bottom it says, yeah, but probably not, because this happened, and it kind of makes it not true. And you think, fucking hell. People have just read the headline and gone, oh my God, have you heard? Da, 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 da. And you think, did you read the rest of the story? Because it also said at the bottom, no, it actually didn't. And it was some kid made it up and it went viral or something like that. You think, fucking hell. But that's how the narrative works, isn't it? That's how they keep people in a constant state of on your toes fear, you know. And you know, I hold my hand up. Sometimes I fall for it because it's so, you know, it's so manipulative. The skill they have to do that is, you know, I have to say, it's pretty fucking good skills, because they can, you know, literally, you can think you know, and you can think you tuned in, and you think you kind of can see the language, you can whatever, and you kind of find yourself still falling for it. So you guys in the States, what was this thing about the shooting? Was there a shooting recently? Because I've just seen something about. I've just been watching 504 Cut. If you guys aren't sub to him, definitely go over and sub to him. 504 Cut and 504 Cut 504 Cut News, I think it is. But he's just done the oh, I know. Oh, Alexis, I remember that. Oh my God, it was disgusting. It was just in the air for like days and days and days. Oh, awful. But yeah, about this shooting thing. I've just seen Biden have the girl whose friend was shot. If you haven't seen it, go over to 504 Cut after and just watch his last live, I think it was. And the girl, like, okay, so I'll ask you this: if you had just been through something very traumatic like that, like a school shooting or a whatever, if you've been through that and we're asked to talk about it, surely that comes from recall. You know, it wasn't that long ago. It's all fresh in your mind, and maybe you'd write down like bullet points of how you want to deliver your speech. But you wouldn't write down a speech, would you? You would, if it's coming from here, if it's coming from the heart, it should naturally flow from you. You know, like what I'm doing now. This isn't scripted. This isn't something that I've written down and gone, oh, you know, I write down a couple of things like birds falling out of the sky, whatever, like Biden shooting, and it's just like kind of trigger points where I'll then naturally just flow on what it is. But the girl was reading like she was reading a book, and she was smiling. At some point, she had a bit of a kind of giggle, laugh, and yet you could probably put it down to a bit of nervousness or whatever. But it was so non-genuine that it was hard. It was hard because I was thinking, really, she's probably only, I don't know, 16, 17 or something. And it just felt like, it was just like a plant. It was like, there was no natural emotion. Like in fact, there was no emotion. There wasn't even a, because she was like welling up or anything like that. It just gone. She was just like spouting off this thing like she was reading fucking Harry Potter. It was just unreal. And I was thinking, really, is this what it's come down to now? That everything. I hate to even go there, but there's so many false flags out there at the moment. You know, I'm not saying the events are not happening or the events are not real. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, though, that when these events do happen, they take full advantage. You know, maybe I don't want to go as far as saying that maybe they let these events happen, but I question that. I question it because when something happens and then a day later they're talking about taking, like, especially in the States, they want to take everyone's guns away. They want everyone to have this. They want this. There's the new term, ghost guns. Like, that's going to be all over the place now. Everyone's going to be talking about fucking ghost guns. And of course, in the UK, we just don't have them. There's a couple of cops who have them. You get ARUs, it's kind of armed response unit or whatever it is. No, exactly. Never let a good tragedy go to waste. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So let me see if I can find a few of these things that I was looking at before, just to remind me. Bear with me 1 second. I want to show you a couple of things that I just find really weird. Probably a bit off topic and that, but so there was a clip of Tupac, obviously from years and years ago. But I just want you to listen to this because I find it's how I think. It's like I fully can absolutely connect with what he's saying. So listen, just have a quick listen to this.
Money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic. That's just real. That is just stupid. There's no way Michael Jackson should have, or whoever Jackson, should have $1 million, $1 billion, and then there's people starving. There's no way. There's no way. You just keep your own planes and people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, hands. I mean, imagine somebody having $32 million. $32 million. And this person has nothing. And you can sleep. You can still go to the movies these are the type of people that get humanitarians. Millionaires. How can they be humanitarians by the fact that they're millionaires and there's so many poor people shows how unhumane they are? That's your money.
That rings with me. That really, really rings with me because I've said this for so long. What do they say? That if you took all the billionaires in the world and you asked them for 5% of what they own, how much that stuff would fix? Like it's fucking mind blowing. Like I hear all these fucking idiots. Like this actually made me a little bit angry now. I hear all these fucking idiots talking about, oh, you've got to house someone from the Ukraine. How about fucking the people on the street already? What about the people you don't give a fuck about? And what is it? What, you've got to get someone in from Ukraine just so you can tell someone, oh, I fucking helped. How about the fucking people you've got? How about the vets on the street? What about them? Do they not fucking count? Sorry, but I just fucking, it makes me fucking wild, it does. How people think that. Because I think a lot of it, people will do it for clout. And I think a lot of people are going to do it for the fucking money as well. I don't believe there's the intent's good in that at all. The government have offered you £350 a week or something if you take someone from the Ukraine. But fucking hell, the homeless problem in this country, I know America's bad. I lived in Los Angeles for 3.5 years. It was fucked when I was there in 1994 to 1996 to 2000, I think it was. And it was fucking frightening. The amount was just like, what the fuck? Really? It's that bad? Especially Venice Beach. Venice Beach was just absolutely fucking chocker. I worked on Venice Beach for a year or two. And I ended up speaking to a lot of them. I ended up I feel like it made me feel so bad that I thought I've got to speak to these people. I want to know why they're here. Why, you know, what makes them here and not me? You know what I mean? And fucking hell, it was emotional. It was really to sit and talk to somebody, to actually proper sit and talk to somebody. You know, I went and bought like 2 fucking sandwiches, 2 drinks, and literally went up to a couple, just randomly walked. I did this probably 5, 6 times a week, and just go up to people and say, hey, "Do you mind if I sit here?" And, yeah, no worries, bro. Yeah, he's got all his bags and his fucking stuff and whatever, and then offer them the food, and that's really kind of you, and it instant icebreaker, and you can start asking them stuff, and some of the stuff was just fucking heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And it's the same here. It's exactly the same here. You know, a lot of people don't even fucking they just don't look at them. There's a lot of spongers. You know, there's people out there who don't really fucking need to be on the street, but they're out on the street because they just can't be fucked to go and earn some money. I know there's people like that as well here, especially here, because there are people like that. Because we've had no end of people who have spotted people, given them some money, end of the day, followed them, and they've walked back into some flat. You know, it's £800 a month, blah, blah. So they're not doing that bad. But I'm talking about the people who are constantly, always, 24/7, summer, winter, on the street. People don't give a fuck. Like, it's one thing that's really in my heart. It fucking destroys me to see so many people. And like Pax just said, man, like that. Like, in fact, let me ask you: you all heard that? Okay, was that something you could actually understand, or was it not? Like the audio, I know the audio is probably quite bad, but I think you got the gist of it. Of him saying, "How can billionaires be humanitarians? How the fuck can they be?" People who have no money are the best humanitarians because they fucking know. They know the feeling. You know, I've been absolutely fucking broke. I'll hand up. I've been absolutely fucking broke at some points, especially in the US, because it was hard. It was really fucking hard. I was young. I was DJing. I played a thing called Groove Radio. Terry, how you doing, man? Welcome, welcome. Now we're going to be here for a while, mate. We'll be here for a while. So I can relate, you know, not as much. You know, I didn't get so bad that fucking I was living out on the fucking street, but I lived in a place called San Miguel Avenue, which was in the fucking hood of Venice because it was cheap and it was literally the only thing I could fucking get. And I got held up at gunpoint once. I got held up at knife point once. My house got robbed once. And this was in what, fucking 9 months? Oh, I got held up at gunpoint to buy crack. So I understand I understand what it's like. I understand 50% of what it's like to be absolutely fucking broke. And it's fucking awful. It really is. People used to have a lot to say about the homeless. Now they shut up because odds are. I think that could be something, you know. Ohio, what's up, man? Yes, that as well. Like, especially in the US. I think that goes down to the whole Reagan thing years ago about them shutting them down and just fucking letting everyone fucking go out, you know. It didn't help them, and they fucking yeah. Got it. Do you know what? That makes me mad. It really fucking does. I wish I had. Like, I really do wish I had a fucking monstrous amount of money because that would be all I fucking do all fucking day. I have no. You know, if you look at what I have as assets or things like that, I have fuck all. I have nothing. I don't want anything. I don't want houses. I don't want, you know, anything that kind of ties me down. I don't want. I seem to live more. more in here than out there, if you know what I mean. When it comes to, fast cars and fucking big houses and stuff. Yeah, when I was younger, I was all like, oh yeah, it'd be fucking great. Now I don't want that. I just, yeah, if you want that, fucking great, go and get it. For me, it's just, I don't know, I lost my materialism, I think, some time ago. And maybe it was because of DJing and because of producing music. I don't have a belief system. I'm not religious, but I'll use the word spiritual. It was very spiritual to make people enjoy themselves. It was amazing to stand, sit in front of 10,000 people on a beach, banging out fucking techno and whatever, and people going fucking crazy, people crying with joy. You know what I mean? And that was, I think that's what disconnected me from wanting all this shit, because that's all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was just fucking make people happy. That's it. I used to fucking be like, fuck yes, I'm playing tonight. I'm gonna go and do this. So, I did full moon parties in Thailand, which, there's fucking 70, 50,000 people or whatever there. And this was when it was good. This was when it was real underground music, and it was just people who wanted to go fucking mad. That's all it was. Now it's obviously changed a bit and it's all gone a bit commercial and whatever, but I think that's where the root of my disconnection came from, was instead of, doing something for somebody materialistically, it wasn't like, I wasn't giving them anything. It wasn't like I was going up and giving them a car and they were going, oh my God, this is fucking amazing. All I was doing was playing music. But I made so many fucking people connect with me, you know what I mean? And that was just fucking amazing, absolutely amazing. But yeah, just this, just what he's saying. How can people have so much money and not want to change the fucking planet or change some little fucking thing? Why don't people want to do that? If you put Musk, Bezos, Zuckerberg, I don't know, fucking name 10 more, and he said, right, give us 5%. Just think of how much money that is. It's fucking bionic. Like, I heard someone put it in perspective last night, saying, if I gave you $1,000 every single day, you'd be a millionaire in 3.5 years or something. I was like, right. So if I gave you $1,000 a day, how long would it take you to become a billionaire? And it was something absolutely fucking ridiculous. It was something like 530 years. And it really does show you the difference between a million and a billion. A billion is so fucking off the chart mental amount. Like, I think it's 1,000. See this? Yeah, I think it's 1,000 million, right? A billion. I always kind of go, like, it's such a massive amount that I always get confused on how much it actually is. Yeah, Terry. 100%, man. Greed is the number one. And it's the blinkers bit that gets me. Is people who just fucking walk through life like this, just not being able to fucking, oh, don't want to see that, don't want to get involved in that. Oh, can't look over there. And I always wonder why. And is it because it kind of, if people paid attention, because it's not nice. None of the stuff that we talk about is nice. Like, especially something like this. And you think, do people just not look? What makes someone not go over and say, excuse me, are you all right? Like, one thing I do remember in Los Angeles is I saw someone collapse on the floor in front of me, just walking down, I think it was 3rd Street in Santa Monica. Someone just collapsed. And nobody went over fucking to see what was going on. I went over. I was just like, what the? My instant reaction was, fucking hell, what the fuck? put him in the recovery position, blah, you know, somebody call the fucking cops, and I had to shout at somebody to say, fucking ring the fucking ambulance, ring the paramedics, ring the police now, quick, or if anyone can see someone, fucking, you know, and people just didn't react. I was just like, there was people just walking past as if like, there's nothing to do with me. Where did empathy go? Where the fuck did empathy just, has it been just like taken out of us or something? I just don't know. Funnily, back in the bad Zimbabwe inflation, I remember reading stories that geology teachers were having trouble expressing logical time. Wow. Jeez. Shelters are a moneymaker. They get government funding and homeless get. See again, I'm gonna see this is you've triggered me. Trigger warning. Why is everything so fucking taken advantage of? Like why someone saying, you know, oh, if you cure cancer, it'd be amazing. Yeah, but it would also crash the fucking stock market like that. Bang. Think about Merck and Pfizer and all these fucking people. Think about how their stocks would just go if you got rid of cancer or you got rid of diabetes. And it's the same with homelessness. Someone turns everything into a fucking business. And that for me is, I can't get my head around it. I just can't. I can't get my head around why someone would want to take advantage of someone who is struggling. I just blows my mind. Yeah, like what happened to selflessness? Selfishness is the latest fashion. That seems to be what it is. You know, you've got all these people just fucking bearing their asses on TikTok and stuff. And you think, how fucking self-absorbed are you? How fucking self-absorbed can you actually get that you're just going to stand there and do this for 15 seconds thinking for clicks and likes? What the fuck? Like, hey bro, how you doing, Window? I've just seen you over at 504, right? That was a good one he did, I have to say. Because that was that girl. This for anyone who didn't see it, we're talking about the shooting and the girl who spoke with Biden, who was giggling and laughing and kind of zero emotion. It's easy to take advantage of someone who's struggling. Yeah, exactly. If you're a cunt, I'm sorry to use that word, but if you are a cunt, it is easy to take advantage of someone who's struggling rather than someone who's fucking not. That's what gets me. That's what makes me fucking wild. Ooh. Gotta fucking calm down. People have to go to the lacking fruit, struggling people are there. That's exactly right, Hio. Exactly right. It's fucking horrible that that's true. It really is. God, I struggle. This is where I struggle. I can't even imagine doing that. I can't think of. You know, when someone like I don't know if you've ever experienced someone dropping money in the street. Are you the kind of person who goes, "Excuse me, mate, you've dropped," or are you someone who picks it up and puts it in your pocket? Because that really does say, you know, the kind of person you are. And I know someone's probably going to bring this up and say, well, if it was some fucking guy with a Rolex and a fucking briefcase and a tie and a $20,000 suit, I ain't fucking giving him back. You know what I mean? But people like that don't have cash. They don't have cash to drop. Everything's fucking cards and whatever. That's what I do, Window. Exactly. I've done it. The only time I've ever picked money off the street is when it's just there and there's an empty street. And it's like, fucking hell, there's $5 on the fucking side of the road. Fucking hell, bit of luck. You know what I mean? Or you find a pound or $1 somewhere and you think, fucking hell, what do you mean? But if I see someone drop it, I will fucking tell them. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's enough people like that. I think you've just said it. Sadly, I'm the minority. That's exactly right. Dougal, yes, yes. Always good to see you, Dougal. Always. Yeah, well, there's the key word. Morals. What happened? Did people just lose? It's a weird one, isn't it? It's a really weird. It's an interesting one to talk about because how can people be so different when it comes to something so powerful? I understand humans are different. Everybody's different. Everyone looks different. Everyone speaks different. Everyone thinks different. Da, 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 da. But, like, for instance, you see someone get hit by a car, or you see, in fact, let's talk about this. So you see a dog get hit by a car. That fucking crucifies me. I know people who don't give a fuck. Oh, well, I say I know people. I know of people who just wouldn't give a shit. Yeah, it was a very bad place in my life. Broke. Saw a guy drop $20. I brought it to his attention. Gas station clerk said, "Well, you've done that for you." I said, "That's not the point." It's fucking bang on, mate. Absolutely bang on. Absolutely bang on. Maybe I saw a bit later. Turned out it was a tenner. Then they saw was a lot of litter. I think they found $1,000. Wow, fucking yes. See that, for instance, because obviously, you know, someone's either done a fucking robbery somewhere and fucking legged it and just not gone back for it or whatever, whatever. That's not someone just casually dropping, like dropping their wallet or something like that. You know what I mean? Or dropping their phone and not noticing. Like I've been on, I've seen that. I've done that on trains and buses where I've seen someone get up and their fucking wallet's on the chair, and I'm like, "Hey, wallet! Oh, thanks, God." You know what I mean? Oh, nice of you, window mate. Appreciate that. When you call those people out, they always run, but I'm the problem because I call out. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same, Alexis. Exactly the same. I even got into a fight once because I saw someone pick up. In fact, see, this was it. I saw someone. This was in the States as well. I saw someone put what they said was I think it was a $5 note into a guy's thing where he was asking. It was a guy with two. It was a black guy with two kids, homeless, and he had a little thing, and he was playing a guitar and that, and a guy put a $5 bill in, and just grabbed a handful of fucking change. I was like, "You fucking asshole! You really? You want fucking change?" And I swear the change must have come to about $5. It was like insane. I was just like, wow. And I said to him, "Mate, you can't fucking do that." He went, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" I said, I'm nobody, but this guy's got fucking nothing. Clearly, he's got nothing. And there's two kids who must have been like 3 and 5. And I was just like, and he fucking grabbed me like this and was all like, "You fucking talk to me like that." And I fucking headbutted the cunt. I'm sorry, but. And then people fucking came and stepped in and whatever. But I was just like, I can't let shit like that slide. I just can't do it. I saw a kid abused yesterday by the mother. Oh, God. Awful. Awful. Mobile YouTube channel did an honesty test, dropped wallets with addresses in, and logged the results. Some good news and that. Yeah, see, I've seen a few of that as well. But the only trouble with those videos is I wonder how many times they did it and it actually didn't fucking happen. You know what I mean? I'd love to do that. I would fucking love. I keep thinking like it's not to do with that, Dougal, but I would just love to be able to spend my life walking up to people who are struggling and like there's tons of people doing it, and I find it quite emotional to watch, and I would just love to be able to do that. I would love to go and change people's fucking life. I would, if I had the chance to do that over anything else, I would fucking do it. I really would. I would fucking love it. It would give me so much. And I suppose this could be this could sound selfish, but it would give me so much fucking joy seeing someone else happy. You know what I mean? But there's not many people like that. I think one-on-one. See, again, I think it could be circumstance as well. Like, in a town, everyone's fucking it's hard for people to kind of disconnect and connect with humanity, if you know what I mean. And I can't disconnect from it. That's my fucking problem. I say it's a problem. It's not a fucking problem. I can't disconnect from that. If I see someone struggling, I want to fucking help. That's just it. Yeah, I'm doing this, Dougal, but then it's not. It gives me joy. It really does. And I fucking love talking to you guys. I absolutely, like if you look, I'm suddenly just like live mental at the moment. I fucking love it. But I wish I could do more. I really do wish I could do more. I think when my circumstances change, when it comes to what I'm doing right now, that's what I'm going to try and do. I just fucking love it. I really would. Here's a thought. I've always pondered and pretty much know the answer. I've always wondered why public trees, lining streets, etc. weren't fruit. Fucking what a thought, mate. What a thought. What a fucking fabulous thought. You'd think, wouldn't you? You'd think fucking that would be a fantastic idea. Because someone, yeah, another brilliant thought. Great idea, and then cancelled out because of fucking assholes who would do that. Who would go, right, I'm fucking taking them all, and we're going to fucking sell them. What a fucking brilliant, great idea. But there's people out there, like you say, who will just fucking take it all. It's just something you're never gonna get rid of greed. I think the only time greed disappears, but then I even think no. Let's see, I've just gone back on my thought. I was going to say that if an absolutely massive catastrophe happened, but then we've never witnessed something massive like, if 10 million people got killed all in one bang, would it affect people that much that people would change? I don't think so. I would like to think so, but I don't think it would happen. Yeah, exactly, Dougal. Exactly. But the thing is, with the way the world's going at the moment, with all these threats of shortages, especially food, we've got major problems coming here food-wise. Those people don't know how to do anything. If suddenly all the supermarkets shut down because there's no food in there, majority of people are going to go fucking mad. They're going to start robbing. They've just got to take things from other people. They don't know how to grow anything. Oh, I haven't got time for that shit. Fucking hell, you should have made time, 10 million politicians. I wonder how many politicians there are in the world. I wonder how many there actually are. I think we've got like, what was it in the UK? I think we've got like 150, is it, or is it 500 or something that sit in the House of Commons? I'm not too sure on that number, but I know it's not like thousands and thousands of them. But then politicians, you could then say, well, there's people lesser than them that are in the government, and then people lesser than them. So you could probably add them up and it'd be absolutely fucking millions. Matt, catastrophe like World War One. You really want a great read. Try Smedley Butler's War is a Racket. Outline how many people would take advantage. Interesting. What's that? War is a Racket. I'll write that down actually, so I don't forget. What is a racket? Excuse me one sec, guys. I'm just going to get. I'll treat yourself to a beer. I've not had a beer for a little while. Cheers, everyone. Well, appreciate you guys being in here. We've got 8 people in. That's enough for me. Because we can hold a proper conversation without the chat going like this. And you guys will, you know, I read everything that comes down here, so I'm not going to miss anything. But yeah, cheers. Wow. So what else we got on there? What else we got on our brains? Yeah, listen. In fact, let me apologise now. I said I was going to do. I'm drinking Gold Hob Goblin, the evil bastard on the front. Pretty nice beer, though. I know beer's bad, but we all have our little vices, don't we? But yeah, fucking hell, mine's gone. So come on, someone give me something, some info. It is. Hey, I've just heard something funny enough about mushrooms. How they're not vegetables. How scientists now are saying. I'll wait for you, window. Oh, nice, Alexis. That's nice. I've got strawberries, tomatoes, bell pepper, and lemon blooms. I'm ready not to need store produce soon. Yeah, good. What have I got out? I've got broccoli, cauliflower, potatoes, tomatoes, load of herbs, things like oregano, basil. I wish I could do things like lemons and stuff like that. I've actually got over there. I've got a lime tree that I've been doing for probably about 2 years, but it's just not fruiting. And I also did indoor avocado. I know there's a bit of bad news and good news about avocados, but fucking hell, thing got about, well, to get to about 15 feet, it was fucking nuts. Everything I eat is planted now. Yeah. Yeah, but then they were talking about that it's more of an animal. Like I saw some scientific thing about saying how mushrooms communicate with each other. I think the biggest organism on the planet is a mushroom. They found something in Scotland that the actual system, the root system, went on for like, I think it was something insane, like 30 miles or something. But apparently, it's the whole thing about why, like the ancients. In fact, we'll get into this. Like the ancients talk about psilocybin mushrooms, like magic mushrooms. They always said that they communicate, and if you eat them, they will communicate. You will communicate with other things. But I found that really interesting. I thought that was quite because they are weird, aren't they? You've got to admit, mushrooms when you eat them, they are fucking strange. They don't feel like a fruit and they don't feel like a vegetable. They're kind of this thing because they're fleshy, aren't they? They're very kind of. What's that? Dodgy grand. There is more than plants and animals. If yeast is an animal, veggies have to be teetotal. Oh yeah, onions as well. In fact, you know, I did an experiment last year, and I thought I'm gonna chop an onion in half. In fact, I did it with a red cabbage as well. Chop it in half and just leave it outside. And just see what happens. And in fact, let me show you. I'll show you one. One sec. Dun, dun, dun. Like I'm sure every person in here has seen onions do this, right? I don't know if you can see that. Okay, it's all dried out and whatever, but that's going in the ground tomorrow. Now, I did this last year, right? I put one of these in the ground, and someone told me it's not going to work, but I did it anyway, and I got 7 onions. It was like, what the fuck? So I found that quite weird. How that just, people said, "Oh no, it's got to be from seed. It's got to be from seed." Well, it worked, and I guess they are clones of that onion. Bell peppers as well. That was quite an interesting one. It's just drying out all the seeds. Like I've got a box of seeds over there. I'm just waiting. I've got about another week, I think, until I want to start putting things in the ground. Beer and diesel. Excellent. Yes, avocados do, yeah. In fact, the grafting thing, I always found that quite interesting. I remember someone years ago grafting a weed plant to a tobacco plant, and it worked. So yeah, that was quite a weird one. What else we got? So yeah, the whole food shortage thing. I'm definitely I prepping in a way that I definitely want to be, even if it's just like 10-20% self-sufficiency, because self-sufficiency has vanished, because everyone lives on top of each other in fucking tower blocks and whatever. If you're lucky enough to live out somewhere where you can do it, fucking do it. And to be honest, tomatoes you grow yourself taste 1,000 times better than any shit you can buy in a supermarket. It's so weird. And have you heard this thing about, this is something I'm definitely trying this year, whether it's bullshit or not, I'm not sure. If you take the seeds and put them in your mouth and then plant them, like this is weird. This is something I heard, like some scientific something or other the other day. And he said that if you put the seeds in your mouth and then let the things dry, they have your DNA. And the fruit or vegetable that you are growing will taste much better to you than the person next to you if they try it. So I'm doing that experiment this year because I'm going to try it with my dad. So I'm going to get him to do some, and then I'm going to do some, and I'm going to compare to see if we can tell the difference. Because I'll ask him and say, is that absolutely amazing? And he might go, oh, yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah, I'm going to be like, fucking hell, that tastes absolutely unbelievable. A show on Netflix called Uploads. So that has a future that humans can live forever about uploading their conscience to the cloud type deal, but corporations that take us to the charge. Yes. Do you know what? What have I just heard about? What did I just fucking hear about? I don't want to say it until I can remember actually what it fucking was. But it was something to do with some computer. And I can't remember if it's someone like, I think it's Microsoft. Have made a computer that, in fact, I'll save that for my next live or whatever, and I'll get some details. But it was something to do with that they're this close to being able to upload consciousness. Exactly a higher. Exactly. I tell you what, I just watched. What was it called? Oh fucking hell, I can't remember what it's called. It was fuck's sake. Look, one sec. I've got to remember. My brain's just gone to shit. So one sec. What did I just watch? It's a great film. History. Where is it? Moonfall. Okay, so I just watched a film called Moonfall. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Cut tomato slices and let them dry and plant. Yeah, well, I'm going to try it, Alexis, and just see if it makes any difference, because it does sound like, because if something like that works, that really does kind of show you how much we don't fucking know, doesn't it? Really, like how connected you are with everything. If something like that can happen, I'd love to. I'd be great. It'll be absolutely amazing if it is. Like, just oh my god, these things like out of this world compared to ones that aren't. But only to you. So I don't know how you're going to be able to compare it to someone else. But I'm going to try it anyway, because obviously the better food test, the better it is, you know. But yeah, just watch this film called Moonfall. In fact, let me save that conversation for a minute. Let's keep going through these chat things. But on point was Monsanto has been able to lock vegetables, so you can actually have to pay for the codes to grow food. Well, they've just India just had huge things with them over the last years, haven't they? But I'm sure, didn't some of the farmers win? Because that was that saying. That was that saying that if what was the thing about you can't go and kill a farmer, but you can make his life so fucking difficult that he'll do it himself. That's like Monsanto's fucking should be on, like, you see a truck go past with Monsanto, that'll be their fucking slogan. Hey, cheers, cheers, window. Excellent. Yeah, Alexis, I've heard it a couple of times now, but I heard something. I think it was last night. Something popped up about that, and like fucking hell, talk about advanced. You know what I mean? But where the hell's that going to lead? You know? But yeah, going on this movie, Moonfall. It's on YouTube. How long it'll be on there, I don't know. But there's a very good copy of it on YouTube. It's got brilliant sound, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's a Hollywood film with the usual kind of stuff, and you know, there's a hero at the end, and blah 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 blah. But there was a section in it, right, where, in fact, I don't even want to tell you, but go and watch it. It's worth a watch, because there's some stuff in there about the construct. You know, it's obviously about the moon. I won't give too much away in case you guys want to go and, you know, have a. But it was very interesting. There's like about a 4 or 5 minute bit in there. In fact, the whole concept of it's pretty good. But there was a bit in there that really does. You know how Hollywood love to hide shit in their movies. They love it. They do it all the fucking time. Well, this has got some good stuff in there to do with like the simulation, reality of what it is, and it was quite entertaining. Yeah, the farmers sued. That's right, and I'm sure they won the case against Monsanto, didn't they? Because weren't they using those fucking what they called? What was the thing called? It was something called the Terminator gene, which they would. So the crop would only grow once. You couldn't ever reseed it. So you'd have to go back and buy these fucking seeds from these people. Terminator gene. The best I got on a computer unconscious. through trawling someone's social media, it is possible to deepfake a video, but there isn't enough information to emulate a person's thought. Sorry, let me read that again. So trawling through someone's social media, it is possible to deepfake. Yeah, of course. But that, just to say what I've just said, that there's a possibility they've got the kind of tech to do that. Just look at what fucking CERN did, like how many years ago? 2008, I think it was. I think we talked about this the other night, but I missed out the bit about them making a fucking rainbow universe for 2.7 seconds. That sounds insane. Yeah, you go on the CERN website, they talk about it. They talk about the accident. Yeah, it's I don't want to get into CERN again. But they made, what was it? Like miniature black holes, and they made a rainbow universe for 2.7 seconds. And they didn't mean to. And you think, do these people even fucking understand the consequences of what they're doing? Jeez. From the suggestion, I watched Black Mirror. The second episode with the bike riding absolutely terrified me. Black Mirror, fucking hell. We're living in that right now. We are living in an episode of Black Mirror that's just not been made yet. That's what it feels like. That guy knows some shit, because some of that stuff is just mind blowing. If any of you guys have not seen Black Mirror, like some of it's a bit, but there's some episodes in there that will just make you fucking tingle. Like, what the fuck? Like the one about the social media one. Fucking hell. Talk about the social scoring system. About life is just run on that. Everyone's so fucking worried. They forget about anything else that's happening around them. They're worried about how many fucking points they got. Oh my god. And people would do it. It was everybody. Oh, they're not dressed very well. So they knock their score down because they've got the wrong fucking colour shoes with their dress and shit like that. And you think, that's not far away. That really isn't far away, where people get fucking to that point where everybody's just going to be fucking slagging everybody off. Oh, all these points, social scoring system, fucking hell. Oh, what was the someone give me the name of the Elon Musk brain thing. I forget what the thing was. What was it fucking called? She gave it a name, I'm pretty sure. Oh, fucking hell, what was it called? Bollocks, I can't remember. But yeah, the Elon Musk thing. Now, I'll Dougal, here's a question for you, because you weren't here the other night. So, you know how Musk is very anti-AI, yeah? Yeah, he's put all these warnings out, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that him doing this brain thing is his way of combating AI in some way? Or do you think that he's just bullshitting about AI and he's just going to sort of blend in and fucking, that'll be it. We'll all be fooled. I forget what the brain thing is called. This is where my mind drives me mad sometimes. So I'll think of stuff and then just completely fucking forget. What's that, Dougal? One theory has it that there is a black hole in the room with you right now. Now that's a brain banger, that one. Rant to follow. Hold on, I'll tell you what it's called. I don't know why. I like to try and use my own brain and fucking constantly using Google. Why is this fucking thing? Oh, come on. Right, here we go. Elon Musk brain chip. Neuralink, that's the one. So his thing's called Neuralink, and I fucking hate the idea. I really do. So here we go. So let's go. I better watch more than. I guess I better watch more. Yeah, he's the Neuralink guy. Ohio. No, they don't. Manhattan Project is. It was a possibility that exploding an atom bomb would ignite the atmosphere. Some physicists quit over it and tried to warn the US government ruin their names and lives. Of course, anyone who goes against them, they'll completely ruin. But they did some mad shit. Do you remember when they said, right, no more, can't let any more off on the planet? Oh, well, fuck it then. We'll just let them off up there. God, I remember watching that. I think there's a video called, is it Trinity? I think that's on YouTube, to be honest. Mighty Atom, how are you, bro? Hope you're doing well. They argued tooth and nail about it. Now there are reams of academic papers stating exactly what they said. Yeah, exactly. God, the shit they used to get up to. Fucking, like, how dangerous. Like, that's where you can really tell that the people doing things like that are so egotistical and believe the bullshit that they think so much that they don't care about. Oh, nothing will happen. Don't worry about it. Let's just do it. Yeah, but you know you're going to fire up. Yes, shut up. Just let's go. Yeah, but there could be consequences. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? AI has no morals. That is exactly right. Yeah, exactly. But then you could say he stole it, but then are you talking about he stole it from two people that are alive today? Or are you talking about him taking it from like the tech from Nikola Tesla? Because there's quite a, because if it's from, see, I don't know about that. I've never really looked into Musk, to be honest. In all honesty, I've never really looked into it. The only time I've kind of listened to him was when he did that the seminar in the Middle East. I listened to that when he was talking about when one of the guys, I think one of the sheikhs asked him, you know, how long do you think it is until we meet a life from another planet or aliens? And I think he said something like 5 to 10 years. And then he said that he might be an alien. Possibly. Ohio. Yeah, exactly. I think that whole God complex, that whole egotistical thing of that's why I think we are so lost. I think that's why the world is so lost, because the people that we depend on for this kind of information and for progress of the human race, I guess. It's people don't think that these people are different. Their minds are different. You know, the difference between someone who's egotistical and non-egotistical is so massive. Yet when you put them side by side, they might be just look like regular people. But that's what you got. That's what you've got to kind of take in. Yeah, you saw that Dougal, do you? When he had a big puff on his thing, and as soon as he did it, all his phone started buzzing, and fucking people started going, "Oh my god!" And I think he said it was his agent or something saying, "Oh my god, you can't do that," and he was just like, "Fuck it." Here's a question for you: how many of you people in here smoke? The old doob. I'm not talking about cigarettes. I'm not talking about crack or ice. How many people smoke the herb? Because I've done some good experiments with that as well, to be honest. When people say, oh, it's addictive, it's this and that. I can stop for fucking 3 months. No questions, no worries about sleep, no worries about eating, no worries about this. No. Not for about 30 years. Yeah, this stuff's dangerous right now. That's why I'd rather. Do you know, there's one guy I'd really love to sit down with, Willie Nelson. That would be hilarious. That would have been absolutely hilarious. I tell you one of my little claim to fame, whatever. I used to garden for Cheech in Los Angeles. I used to do a gardening job, and he was one of our clients. Yeah, Dougal, you can, but the trouble is climate. The UK is pretty, you've got to have a pretty good summer to get anything that's worth doing anything like that. But well, at least everyone's kind of tried it, don't they? I guess everyone's tried it, have they? Exactly. It's like you should have. See, there's a fine line there as well that you should be able to do what the fuck you want. But then, if you had people doing acid every 5 minutes and going out on the street and attacking people and fucking freaking out, and you think how much time like ambulance crews and whatever would be. Yeah, it's a difficult argument, that one, because I know Portugal, if I'm correct, decriminalised everything. So they decriminalise pot and coke and whatever. But if you get caught with it, you no questions asked, go to rehab, which you know. But yeah, I think pot should be legal. It's got so many medical properties, like frightening amount. And I guess that's why it's illegal, to be honest. But you know, wow, Ohio, you're a 911, you're a 911 dispatcher, are you? Wow, what a fucking job! Wowzers! Funny enough that you mentioned this, I've just watched that Jake Gyllenhaal or Gyllenhaal, whatever his name is, as the 911 dispatcher. Yeah, see, I know a lot of states have a lot of states in the United States have. Is it legal or is it decriminalized? I've never known. Wow, 16 years. Fuck me. Wow. God, I bet you've heard some shit. Ugh, I can't imagine. I bet you've heard some fucking emotional. Keep seeing that clip come up. Emotional damage. But yeah, I can imagine that being a fucking tough job, man. And respect for doing that. Like absolute respect. For pizza profits. I remember getting mad when I got a seed of my weed. Oh, bless the day that you get seeds in your weed now. It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. Like I've just seen a guy. In fact, I keep saying this. I've just seen. It was probably a couple of months ago. But there's an English guy who got caught with a kilo of weed, and his sentence was more than a paedophile. He got more of a sentence than a fucking paedophile. Like, slap me with a fucking giant fucking fist. Jesus Christ. Ah, God, there's so many people. And now it's, so here's a question for you. Now it's legal / decriminalized wherever in whichever states, do those people that are in prison for it get released, or do they stay there because at the time that they were caught it was illegal? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. I had some crazy experiences with the cops in Los Angeles. Jesus. Absolutely mad. Like I met cops that were absolutely off their head. And I don't mean on the old smoke, I mean on something else. Like full on, absolutely high as a kite. And it scared the shit out of me as well. Because I could see it. I could feel he was off his head while he was checking me, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy's got a fucking gun. My God. You know what I mean? Yeah, so something like that. Like they won't do it here, but do you know what? Do you know who's got the biggest? See, this is what. Again, this is gonna slightly make me a little bit angry, but our old Prime Minister, which would be what's her name, Theresa May, right? Theresa May's husband owns the biggest weed farms, I think, in Europe. And I think they sell a lot of it to the United States. But they won't fucking legalize it here because they won't allow people to self-medicate. They just won't do it. Jerry! Hey, we got. It's nice to have this many people in. This is like my perfect number. In fact, you've just reminded me of something. Let me see what else there was that I wanted to show you guys. Right, I'm gonna go through a bit of a random. We're gonna go through a bit of a random, rather than just like pick a subject, and then we'll get onto another subject in a minute. But there's a couple of things that I've spotted that I found quite amazing, and one of them is this. Right, everyone remembers Peter Pan, the story, right? So Peter Pan and Captain Hook. Okay. Yeah, hi, I fully agree, mate. Fully. So Peter Pan and Captain Hook. I'm sure you're all quite, you know the story about how Captain Hook's the bad guy and Peter Pan's the good guy, right? So, and I've never heard this before. I've never really thought about it because it's kind of trivial, but I just found it quite like, wow, no way. So, in fact, I might just play it to you. So, hold on. So, one sec.
What if Captain Hook is only going after Peter Pan because he's trying to stop him from kidnapping any more kids? But everybody else sees it as him being the bad guy because Captain Hook never goes after the kids. Always Peter Pan.
So I don't know if you guys heard that, right? So Peter Pan, Captain Hook would never go after the kids. He would only go after Peter Pan. But Peter Pan would always go for the kids. So it was like he was taking the kids away from families. But it wasn't portrayed like that. It was portrayed as Peter Pan was this thing, and the kids all, and it was all Captain Hook. Oh. But the story now sounds like that Captain Hook was trying to save the kids from Peter Pan. And I'm sure there's more about Peter Pan. I'm pretty sure there's there's a lot more, bad stuff about that kind of stuff. Yeah, kidnapper, exactly that. And kids are brought up on this stuff. God, we used to have this thing called in the UK. If there's anyone in the UK who's anywhere near kind of 40 plus, we used to have a thing called Rainbow, which was three or four puppets and 2 humans. And some of the stuff in there was just like, oh my fucking God. Like unbelievable. Like the whole innuendos of stuff would be just like, you listen back now and you think, how the fuck did they get away with this? And we used to have a cartoon where the captain of the boat was called Seaman Staines. And I know that's adults having a laugh. I really do know that's adults having a laugh. But then you look at some of the stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen the Disney stuff. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. I hired that one. Yeah, so that's another. Yeah, Jeffrey Zippy and Bungle, exactly that. Oh, where's what was it? Where's was it Jane and I forget the name of the two humans in it. It was Jane. Oh, Bungle, where's Jane? Oh, Jane's in the cupboard with whatever his name was. Oh, what are they doing? And you hear, oh, well, it sounds like they're banging. What? Jane and me are banging in the cupboard? Yes. And it was just like, wow. Wow, wow, wow. You know? So, hold on a second, let me find. I thought this was weird. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this. I think you know where it's going. I don't know if that stuff's just weird, that everything adds up to 13 and yet 13 is the unlucky number. I just thought I'd play you some weird stuff that I found lately, because there really is some like pretty weird shit going on. What was the other one? There was another. Here we go.
It's called the Agent Smith effect. If you're talking to somebody like a friend or a family member about what you saw on TV, everybody's having a great conversation about it. But as soon as you stop and talk about is 9/11 a conspiracy or what they're putting in our food is poison, all of a sudden that person will then change and they'll almost become like a prison guard to stop you from talking about those topics. It's like this matrix programming takes over their body.
Now, I'm pretty sure everyone in there has experienced that for sure, right? If you're in I think I spoke about it before, that if you say something, you're in the middle of a conversation and you find something, you bring up something and fucking shuts down and everyone starts getting a bit fucking angry and stuff because it's just madness. Like that kind of stuff. Like I witness that quite often. I find it quite hard to control myself when it comes to if someone brings something up and I can relate it to something, they just don't want to hear it. They're like, you're not one of them, are you? The banging one, absolutely mental. I do remember adding up a lot of relatives' partners' birthday dates. Literally came out with the same number most times, close to. Yeah, but that one's weird. It's like why? Then who finds this stuff? Who can sit there and actually find this kind of stuff? Just crazy. Oh, I tell you what I wanted to mention. Mark Cuban. What do you think's going on with him at the moment? Do you think he's doing an amazing thing, or do you think there's some kind of intent behind it? Because he's opened his own pharmacy, hasn't he? I don't know if you've heard about that, where he's opened his own pharmacy because he's having a absolute at what's his name at Big Pharma. He's doing drugs for $25 that they're asking for $1,200, things like that. I don't know. I would like to think it's the intent's good behind that. But I don't know. Have any of you guys heard about that? Have you heard about the Mark Cuban thing and his own pharmacy? So I'll read you this bit. It says, billionaire Mark Cuban has launched a war against Big Pharma. Recently, he started his own online pharmacy with over 100 life-saving medications are offered at seriously low costs. He charged a standard 15% markup on an industry that typically sees no less than 100% to 1,000%. Just one example, a life-saving leukemia drug with a typical retail price of $10,000 is offered by him for a total of $47. Insurance is not accepted due to the fact that it would force him to work with manufacturing requiring certain price points. But how amazing is that? Is that something you think maybe it seems pretty genuine. Like, I was quite amazed. I was quite like, what the fuck? Mark Cuban's done it. Because he's obviously very loaded and whatever. But I guess not every single person. Again, that's my indoctrination, I guess, that everybody with fucking billions of dollars is a cunt. You know what I mean? And maybe they're not, Hey, listen, it's food. I think that's where the majority of our problems come from, is food. And I also believe that's where a lot of our problems can disappear, is through food. But just people are not eating the right stuff. There's stuff about what was some of the good stuff? Was it pineapple and lemon in the morning? Yeah, exactly, Dougal. 15% is still good business. Of course it is. But Big Pharma they're not interested in 15%. I don't mind. Fucking hell. Hey, Jesus Christ, you pay fucking anything to save your life. You know what I mean? If you had leukemia and someone said, oh, you've got to pay fucking 10 grand, you would try your fucking hardest to go and find 10 grand. But then he's doing it for $47 fucking dollars. Like, wow. You know what I mean? Yeah, see, that's what I think. That's exactly what I think, Mike. But then there has to be exceptions, surely. Like, there has to be. And maybe he is an exception. I don't know. I don't know Mark Cuban too much. I know is it football? Is it American football? I'm not sure. The problem is the patents on drugs. Often Big Pharma, when a patent will expire, they'll change something small and repatent it. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, fully. Just so they can sell it again. And that's why there's fucking 87,403 different drugs for depression. Because they know that's a big thing. Let me just find out. There's a couple more that I want to play that I thought were quite. Let's have a look. What's this one? Right. So there's a guy called Dr. Sebi. Don't know anything about him. Never heard of him before, but I've seen him come up quite a lot lately. What's this? A Muslim friend I know told me of a drug he knows someone is on. Costs tens of thousands for one shot. Yeah, exactly. In fact, remind me in a minute, because I'm going to talk about adrenochrome. I definitely want to talk about adrenochrome in a couple of minutes. So, how's this for a quote? A society that keeps cures a secret so they can continue to sell medication for huge profits is not a real society, but a huge mental asylum. I can't fucking argue with that. I'm sorry. What was the other one? So, and this is Dr. Sebi again. Right. So we have massive deficiencies. Like if you went and tested 100 people, 99% of them would be quite deficient in, I'd say, quite a huge number of things like vitamin D, vitamin C, all those kind of things. Now, one of the big ones that I think a deficiency is iron. And it's the reason this caught my eye. It starts off, it says, iron is the human spark plug. If you have a disease, it doesn't matter what kind of disease it is, you are anemic. Iron is a mineral that conveys oxygen to the brain. Iron is the spark plug to the human body. When you are deficient in iron, the body loses energy and the immune system starts to give way. Without iron, we wrinkle at a young age and no longer are able to walk straight. And I think that has quite a bit of truth to it. God, I take what do I take in the morning? Vitamin D, vitamin K2, iron, magnesium. What else? Oh, again, fucking when I try to think of things when I'm, on spec. But yeah, I do. Like, I supplement for sure because I know food's so shit. I remember seeing a soil study in this country, and it said the only reason that people use so much fertilizer and stuff in this country now is because they don't rotate fields anymore because they can't afford to, and the soil is just fucking pointless. It's literally just a substance to grow stuff in, and then you have to put everything in it. And when they're putting all this fake stuff in there, that's all that's fucking going in the food, and you end up fucking consuming it. And you wonder why there's cancer in 1 in fucking 2 people, you know? But I think, hey, Atom, I think everything in, what's the word? Kind of proportion, don't do too much of anything. Because you have too much salt, you have, fucking hell, you can have too much of anything and it's going to fucking end up being bad for you. But I think a lot of the stuff, the deficiencies, are really easy to fix. I think a lot of them are really easy to fix because I know, yeah, exactly, moderation. I know a lot of oranges now are so fucking low vitamin C. I remember seeing a few tests on those of people just randomly buying oranges from different supermarkets and then testing the amount of vitamin C in there. And they were fucking, it was about 10% of what was in there 25 years ago. So, people say, oh, but I have lots of vitamin C because I eat this. How the fuck do you know anymore? Like I take 5,000 UIs, I think it is, of vitamin D because I think that is kind of near the maximum of what you're supposed to take. But that's because I live in the UK and fucking we never get any bloody sunshine. And if we do, it's fucking going to burn the shit out of you. So, yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. What else we got? I'm just trying to find a few things because there's a few things that just got me kind of. Do you remember Rife Technology? RIFE. Do you remember the Rife frequencies? Things like 417, 528, 369. What is it? 258, 852. About how these like healing frequencies. Because I think I went into this the other night of how frequencies affect you, like massively affects you. So I think we talked about the experiment where the Japanese guy froze the water after saying certain words to it, and the shapes were absolutely amazing for the words that were good, and then the shapes were frighteningly disturbing with the words that were bad. And again, I showed you that thing where the plate with the sand on it and all making different shapes and bits and pieces like that. So we know for a fact frequencies can affect you. And again, I'll reiterate what I said the other night about being a DJ, of how you could make people euphoric with certain songs. And it's not because of the song, it's because of the frequencies in the song. It's the frequencies that make up that song. So if you look at it kind of a little bit more deep than the face value of the actual track, I'm sure I could play you a girl's voice that will make you fucking cry and bring tears to your eyes. Not because it's sad or this or that. It will just bring tears to your eyes. Like, what the fuck? That's so beautiful. Beer o'clock. You just reminded me. You got to keep reminding me, otherwise I'll have this beer for about 5 hours. Cheers, everyone. I'll say it again. I really appreciate you guys being here. It's always just nice to, semantics, exactly that. Exactly that. If you look up the studies, it's like the apples from 100 years ago were far smaller, but modern apples have something like a quarter of the. Yeah, exactly. Now, See, this is why I love this fucking chat. God damn it, it's good. So, you know all these fucking smoothie drinks, and you read the label, it says like fucking 1 banana, 7 strawberries, 14 blueberries, 2 apples, 1 orange, and it's in a bottle about that big, right? Little tiny bottle, and you think, fucking hell, if I'd have just eaten an orange, 7 of them, 14 of them, blah, 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 I'd be like, fucking hell, I feel like shit. Now, all these smoothie drinks, and I looked into this because it baffled me that there'd be all this shit. I thought they must be talking absolute bullshit. But they're not talking bullshit because there is that much stuff in it, but there's not actually the pulp. It's just the fucking juice. And all the juice is from fruit is sugar. The majority of the juice is sugar. So you're buying a bottle of sugar. It's not fucking healthy for you at all. Yeah, it goes under the guise of being fucking like brain fucking booster and immune boosters and all this kind of shit. Yet they're just not. I saw something about alkaline water the other day, and the guy's tested where it says like 8.5 pH. And he's tested it, and it's actually 6.5. And then he's found another one that says it's 9, and it's just below 7. So there's so much bullshit out there. You know, people selling products under the guise of completely false information. And yeah, some of them are absolutely fucking delicious, but Jesus Christ, they're certainly not healthy for you. Harmony dyes that makes the hairs on your neck stand up. Yeah, exactly. Dougal, fucking God, I've got a couple of tunes that I could pull out that are just they hit me. They get you inside. You know what I mean? And you know, it might not do it for someone else, but there's certain things that I feel. Yeah, it makes you feel something. You know what I mean? Peckham spring water. Oh, brilliant. I only drink spring water. The springs are off. Oh, you lucky git. You lucky bugger, mate. Been able to have that. Really, really lucky. So yeah, something I was looking into was the alkaline way to go, because currently I'd say probably 90% of food is acidic, and as you know, not good for you to be acidic. Like the amount of people who suffer from IBS and like acid reflux or whatever they call it and stuff like that. There's so many people. Yet the other end of the scale you never hear about. And you think, well, maybe that's because we just don't eat that other end of the scale anymore. You know, food used to be good. Food used to be good. When my dad was a kid, food was fucking decent. You know, when he was 20, 30 years old, food was pretty fucking good. You know, it was full of nutrition, full of this and that. Now it's just not. Now it's just profit-making stuff. Grow it faster, quicker, bigger, throw it out there. And like, I can't remember who said it, but it's a quarter of the fucking nutrition that he did have. You know, apples aren't supposed to be fucking that big. They're just not. The only reason they're that big is because, like, nature tells you. Like, if you ate, I don't know. Like, if you're thirsty and you buy an apple juice, for instance, right, and it says on the thing, made from 14 apples. You're like, fucking hell, yeah. Say you've just been fucking jogging or whatever. And you've drank half the bottle. So in theory, you've drank 7 fucking apples, or you've eaten that 7 apples. Have you ever tried eating more than fucking 1 or 2 apples? You can't. Your body goes, stop. Like it's like a signal. These things are made that size. Nature has grown these things that size for a fucking reason. You know what I mean? No, too much alkaline isn't good, of course. Again, it's that fine line of finding, you know. And I don't think you could literally. I really don't think you could actually go 100% alkaline. I just don't think you can. Yeah, proper pH. Now, Dougal, what's your opinion on what's a proper pH? Would you say something like 7, 7.5, something like that? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. In fact, I'm going to read that one out. Contemporary farming is rated by kilos per hectare yield. No consideration whatsoever for taste or nutrition. If they found a crop that could take up if they could find a crop that would take up lead to weigh more, they would. They fucking would. That's so true. You know. Yeah, 7's pretty good, isn't it? Now, does anyone ever test their pH? Because I don't know. I don't. I don't know anyone who does. But I think that would be an interesting. Yeah, that would be a really very good way to manage, like, a way to manage your health, wouldn't it? Really. Yeah, I think there's. What was the apple cider vinegar? Apparently, is pretty good for you, isn't it? I think that one's quite a good one. I've got a bottle of that somewhere. I take a teaspoon of that now and again. What else? What else? What else have we got? Let me see. What's that one? That's about Ukraine. We'll save that one for a bit later. What's that? Dum 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 dum. Just trying to find helping hands. I've probably not got any more. Let me have a look. No, I think I've done them all. But what's that? What's that? What's that? Too much water. Too much water dilutes the electrolytes. And bottled water isn't all that great. Now, bottled water is fucking terrible. Because the thing you got to worry about, this is what, especially like if you live in somewhere hot, fucking those bottles are sat on a truck in the sun in plastic fucking all day, blasting all those fucking, what are they, estrogen and stuff into the water. God, that fucking used to drive me mad, that did. But yeah, I won't drink bottled water. I have a reverse osmosis machine with a what's it called on the end? A minerals. I forget what the technical name for it is, but it puts the perfect amount of minerals back into the water once it's taken all the fucking shit out, all the fluoride, all of this, all of that, all gone, and then it puts in exactly what you need. And yeah, that's a life changer, that one, because that, like, you won't believe how much. Like, who was it who said they had the spring? Was it you, Dougal? Like, if you took a mouthful of water out of the fucking tap after you've been drinking that, it's like putting fucking Coca-Cola in your mouth. It's that different, you know. Philadelphia product. That was it. What was that? What was that? What was that? What's that? The reverse osmosis unit. It was unbranded. It was just off. What's it called? I got it off eBay. Yeah, I got it off eBay. It was only about, what was it? About 100 quid, I think, something like that. And they last about, because you can buy the canisters and stuff extra, and they're only about, I think they're only about 10 quid, 12 quid, and they last about 3 months ish, depending on how many people you've got in your house. And But when I was in Thailand, I actually put it on the outside of the house. So the water coming into the house would be absolutely zero everything. And so because I was using it for my fish, because obviously fish water, depending on what fish I had, pHs, you know, if I had stuff from South America, from the Amazon and stuff, my pHs were down at like 6, 5, 8, things like that. So I would add chemicals to get to that. And then I had an extra pipe of like consumption. So I would put the mineral, the added mineral thing on the end of my side rather than. So I have 2 taps basically. The nearest mains water tap is 9 miles. You lucky, god damn it, Google. 6 years since I've drank mainland water. Oh dear. Yeah, charcoal filtration is pretty good. I'm trying to think what I'll do is I'll find. I'll put a link once we finish this later on. I'll throw in a link to where you can look into it and whatever. So wherever you are in the world, definitely worth looking into, because it definitely takes out all the heavy metals and all the bullshit that you really don't want in your body. All the things that make you fucking ill, all the things that suppress your immune system, takes them all out. And I mean, when it takes it all out, it actually dangerously takes it all out, to the point where if you don't make water, it's not good for you when it's got absolutely fuck all in there. But yeah, definitely worth looking into. I'll leave a link to the one I got, just so you can see what it is. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 5 canisters. Some of them last about a year. It's got charcoal. It's got what's the other fucking name? I forget. It's like a little clear orange beads. I'm useless when it comes to when I try and recall something of detail. I fucking find it really hard sometimes. But yeah, I'll leave a link. A study yesterday came out about how much uranium is in the US water supply. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me. Nothing surprises me anymore. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, to be honest. But like, if I'm correct, wasn't fluoride created by the Russians for the prison system because they found fluoride made the prisoners more compliant? I might be wrong, but I'm sure that was a story that I read some time ago. And did a bit of fact checking and research on it, and it seemed to be that was where it, that's where the original use for it was, and that's, I guess, why they put it in the water now. And I guess that's why it's in fucking toothpaste. Like, have you ever bought like a toothpaste thing and it says aluminium free? What? Are you telling me there's fucking toothpaste out there with aluminium in it? Holy moly. God. You see these things and you think, oh, it's some filthy material free. And you think, fucking hell, is it what? So other brands have got that in there. Jeez. I'm on well water. It's the best water I've ever drank, but also test it yearly. Yeah, but then that's, fucking hell, if I had to test it every day, I would still prefer it. Yeah, bromine. Now this could be all coming from up there, from their fucking dodgy bloody stuff that they spray. It's funny, when I was Thailand and Malaysia are really, really big, and they would not hide the whole cloud seeding thing. They just would not hide it. They were very proud that they would seed the clouds with, all this different terrible. What was the other one? Not strontium. Again, my fucking brain's gone mad. But yeah, they were very open about it. You know, they loved it. They used to fight the smoke fire, the smoke that used to come over from Indonesia. They would seed the south and literally block the fucking smoke coming over. They would literally, boom. On the king's birthday in Thailand, they used to clear the sky. The matter. Fucking guaranteed blue sky. Even if there was like massive storms. Like I think in fact I've got to do a pictures, some of the pictures that I took over my years, just to show some of you just some of you what I've actually seen, because I always used to be like click click click. I remember one year I was there 6 years in Thailand, and I remember one year because we were living up at the top of this like fucking 30-story building. We had a beautiful view of Bangkok, and I remember one day there being there's like 6 or 7 Hercules C-130s, if anyone knows what they are. It's the 4-engine propeller thing with troop carrier, whatever. And they were flying around about, I don't know, maybe a couple of miles apart, and they were flying around in this huge circle. And I think they did it for about 2 days, and it was leading up to the King's birthday. And it was pretty bad weather, lightning, you know. We had some pretty heavy microbursts, which were just like fucking, the rain would just suddenly be like, oomph. It wasn't just like, this thing would just literally go, boom. It's like the cloud had just gone, there you go. And I remember looking around the horizon, and it just being like black clouds, like heavy, heavy rain clouds all the way around, but this perfect fucking circle of blue over Bangkok. I so remember that. I remember taking, I think I've got video of it as well. Jerry, really good. Yeah, I got quite into, he's talking some good stuff. I was just listening to about some of the frequency stuff, and yeah, he's JWTV's on it, really, really on it. IT heat, brilliant. Bangers, I tell you, if you've never been to Bangkok, wow. Like, forget about all the fucking girls and all the stuff. Fucking amazing. Just Thailand in general. Some of the best food I've ever had, I think. So cheap. So cheap. What else we got? Have I missed any messages? Dougal, what's that? Potassium permanganate. What's that? Window. Do you know what? I get people look at me weird, because when I go shopping, I look at absolutely everything, and I have a rule: if you cannot say it, do not fucking buy it. If it's got something in there that you can't even fucking pronounce, stay the fuck away from it. That seems to be, that's something I do, and it seems to have worked. Bamboo fibre in my butter come from the co-op. Fuck's sake. Oh, I just saw someone cut open a hot dog. Just cut it down the middle, put it under a microscope. Oh my fucking God. Like the amount of fiber and stuff. Because you all know what fucking hot dogs are made from, and it's stuff off the floor, and you can imagine what else is on the floor. People picking their fucking nose and fucking scratching their head and skin and hair. Oh God, it made me fucking vile. Ugh. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's right. Silver, what do they call it? Silver iodide, is it as well? Was that the other one? But here in the UK, they call it solar radiation management. They want to stop global warming. Fucking idiots. God damn it. I hope it's basil window. Well, I'm watching labels for a different reason. They are diluting the nutrition for profit. If you compare from just a few months ago, that will alarm me. Yeah, see, that's interesting. What have you found out then? What sort of what have you looked at? Like for it, give me an example. Yeah, nettles. Dougal, bang on. Yeah, like really good. Nettles are really, really good. And do you know what? I feed my shrimp nettles. They fucking go crazy for it. I go and pick nettles off the thing. I dry them out. I then blanch them with boiling water for like 20 seconds so they go a bit floppy and they sink. And I put them in, and within 5 or 6 seconds of me putting it in the water, the shrimp are like, fucking hell. It's like they can sense what it is and they go mental for it. I have a picture of 2 containers of beef broth. One says 15 calories per container, the other says 10, just a few months apart. Yeah, see, that's interesting. That is, yeah. But then how much of that stuff's true? Because that's you've got to put your trust in. You've got to literally put your trust in a massive food manufacturing company that they're telling you exactly what is actually in there. Because don't forget, the people who make the laws for this stuff as well, the people who say, "Oh, right, you've got to write," you really do have to tell people what's in there. Yeah, but how much? Well, let's go with 60%. You know. Oh wow! So it was the actual same brand as well. And what do you think that's about then? What do you think the reason is? The reasoning behind that? Do you think it's literally just diluting it down for profit? Do you actually mean calories? 15 calories seems really low. Um, definitely not basil. Oh dear. What's the name of it? Tell me what it is. Was it wedding cake or something? Tell me the name of it, window. I want to know what it is. When did I open that? Must have been what, about half an hour ago? I'm still there. Oh, damn it. Oh, sorry. Funny enough, I thought I missed the word broth when I read the thing. Yeah, so I understand that. Yeah. Lightweight. I am, mate. I can't. If I have any more than 2 of those, start getting a bit rowdy. Like literally, I do. I actually start getting a bit like, really, fuck you, hell. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what it is. That's why I was asking Window. Incredible Hulk raw. Hilarious. God, I went up to Humboldt when I was over in the States. I went up to Humboldt with the guy who was growing up there. Fucking hell. Never had anything like it. Still to this day, I've never had anything like that at all. I've got to get back into practice. Big tourist season coming up. June is going to be a write-off. In what sense are you talking, Dougal? June is going to be a write-off. Inflation on weed. Give me a fucking break. Seriously. because I know COVID here fucking affects everything. Fucking prices went mental. Dried dog food is another good example. I've only had a dog since 2010. Watched it go from £50. Watched it go from £50 with £2 bonus. Then it went to £48 with £2 bonus. Last year it was 46. Yeah, so now I know what you're talking about now. I got the wrong end of the stick. I fully understand what you're talking about now. What's that? Elon Musk what? Sorry, I keep getting these little. Every time you hear that, it comes up with. It just said Elon Musk refused to take a seat on the board of Twitter. A bit weird. That is a bit weird. The next bag is called Tricks. Like the cereal. Brilliant. I think a lot of the flat earthers are on weed. I met the group on return from their Euro tour in Leicester Square. See, let me think about this. No one's ever going to fucking know. That's the thing. We can all have our kind of belief system, opinion, whatever on, on the flat Earth thing. For me, it's something not even worth looking into, because what fucking difference would it make? That's my question. Like, if you find out it was flat, literally all you're going to do is go, I told you so. That's it. It doesn't change anything, does it? All it is another lie that you've been told. And after fucking, I don't know, 3 days of that news coming out, there'll be something else. I only find that it's just a pointless. I just find it pointless. It doesn't make any fucking difference. Because they were going to limit him to 14.9, yeah. But he actually took less, didn't he? He didn't take 14.9. I thought it was something less than that. I thought it was like 11 or something. What else we got? Let's go. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. If he was put on the board, Fruity Pebbles just had a recall. Do you know, that's something I've noticed. There's quite a few things getting recalled at the moment. Do you see the thing about fucking Kinder eggs? Fucking hell. Oh my God. You know those fucking, is it Swedish or, I don't know where it's from, Germany or whatever it is. A thing called a Kinder egg. And they've just found shit in them. Like, what the fuck? The kids are eating shit, like literally. It's not just shit food. It fucking actually is. It has remnants of fucking shit in there. But then I've also watched something not so long back of a guy who went around swabbing all the fucking cutlery from Denny's and what was the... he went to like a whole range from quite top-end restaurants to, fucking roadside diners or whatever. And some of the stuff he found was just, it's appalling. Absolutely fucking appalling. Like being offended, what happens when you're offended? Nothing. Exactly. Window. They do need a recall. They all need a bloody slap as well. Definitely do with Could definitely do with having a rule on conflicts of interest and wages that would be close to minimum wage. So anyone who actually wanted to do a government job and rule and be a senator or an MP would do it because their actual intent was to do good, not just, well, I want to get 150 grand for that, and then I've got all these opportunities to make a lot of money on it extra. Forget all about all the fucking people. We'll just say stuff that they'll be like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's been a good fucking chat tonight, guys. I tell you, I've well enjoyed this. What else we got? Wish we could all hang out in person together and think we. That window. Exactly, Mighty. Exactly. There should be a massive deterrent, and it should literally be someone who really, 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 really wants to do it. Because money shouldn't be a, if you take the whole money aspect away from being an MP or a senator, like if you suddenly said, if you suddenly went tomorrow and went, right, everyone in the Senate, 35 grand, and that's all you're allowed. You're not allowed to trade. You cannot do anything else, and you cannot have any money from any external thing. Or maybe not 35 grand, maybe like 50 grand or something like that. Or even 100 grand. It depends where you are. Like in the States, 100 grand is probably not a fucking lot. But if you say something like that, and it would just, you weren't allowed to be on the board of fucking Pfizer. You weren't allowed to be on the board of British Petroleum. Things like that, Like this Rishi Sunak character we've got in this country is just like, if you don't know the story about what's happening with Rishi Sunak, about his wife and the whole connection with Russia and how they've just not disconnected at all. I think it was her dad's like major billionaire, whatever. Dougal, mate, thank you so much for popping in, mate. It's always a pleasure. Always welcome. Always. And sleep tight, mate. Have a good one. Psychopaths like to rule over people. I don't want to rule over another person. No, I don't. You've got to be. I think you said it. You've got to be a fucking psychopath to want to control people. Like you've got to be very insecure. Like it's like a legit bully, is what it is, isn't it? It's like a legit bully. You cannot talk like this. You cannot do that. You can't go here. You can't go there. 3 to 4 blue jars. So that's what yeah, exactly, Mighty. I don't think it should be allowed. I think it should be massively limited, and you should have all eyes on you. You know what I mean? There should be people who every fucking week I want to see absolute transparency, like fucking nothing. I want to see it, and that would work. I cannot believe I've just looked at the time at 2.5 hours. Fuck blimey, Charlie. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we want to talk about. Is there anything else anyone else wants to? Ohio, I made a song some years ago where I used the whole speech. It's one of my favorite speeches. And I did it for, who did I do it for? I did it for Anonymous, I think it was. And a shed load of DJs picked it up and started playing it. I heard it on the radio. I heard even some of my idols, some of the people I looked up to as DJs played it. I was just like, fucking hell. But yeah, I used that speech is fantastic. If anyone else in here who's not heard that speech, go fucking, when you finished here, go listen to that speech. Fabulous. I'm trying to think if it's online somewhere. Let me have a quick look. One sec. One sec. I'm trying to think what it was called. God, it's some years ago. Final speech of the great dictator. I'm just seeing if I wonder if someone had uploaded it. Because I uploaded it and it got taken down because it was copyrighted and whatever. No, I can't find it. Let me see if it's just randomly on the net somewhere. What did I call it? Occupy. I think it was, no, in fact, it wasn't anonymous. It was something to do. Oh, here we go. I think it's still on here. One sec. Bum, bum, bum. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I'm sure. I'm sure it was. Just one sec. I'll try and find it for you, and I'll just send you a link. Popular tracks. Let's see. Occupy the Planet. That's what it was called. One sec. I'll see if. One sec. So I'll just give you a little taster of it. You're probably not gonna hear it all that well. Machine minds. Fucking hell, that was 9 years ago I did that. Brilliant. Funny. Yeah, it's called Occupy the Planet. It'll be on SoundCloud under Rob Nutek, Nutek. If anyone's interested in listening to that. What we got? I run about 15 employees in the construction. I don't like telling people what to do, but I'm good at it. I look at it as equipping them for success, not failure. Exactly. Mate, there's a time and a place. There is definitely a time and a place where you've got to put your foot down. Otherwise, people will just walk over you. You can't literally just, you know. What's that? He added the speech later and was told by film industry execs that it would cost the picture $1 million. Chaplin still demanded it be included. It was a great speech. It really was. I've seen the speech over and over, but just within the last 2 weeks, watched the movie entirely. It's a vast pacing change from the rest of the movie. Yeah, it is. Yeah, when I first heard it, it was, I was quite amazed. Like, really, really quite amazed. Because, like, over the song, like, I did it. In fact, I did it when, do you remember the Occupy Wall Street thing that happened before it was all infiltrated and just fucking vanished again? I did it for that, and it was for a big party. The reason I made it is because we were going to a party in London, and I was DJing at this thing, and it was an Occupy event, whatever. So I ended up playing it there, and that's why I made it, because I thought the lyrics were very appropriate. They're appropriate for probably from the time he said it to now. It's never going to be unrelatable to life, for sure. I didn't know that, though. I didn't know that he added it later. And it's good he put his foot down and made him put it in, It's a pretty good film as well, if I remember. It's a long time since I've seen it, but if I remember, it's a good watch. So yeah, if no one's seen that, definitely worth a look. Do you know what? I think I heard it. I'm quite an avid follower of Doug Stanhope. But yeah, it's like anything though. It's like any movement that has any kind of anti-establishment attached to it is, as soon as they can, it's infiltrated. All of it. The whole, like anything. That's why I'm completely like to the whole global warming thing, the Occupy thing, all these things that happen, and you think just constantly get infiltrated. Black Lives Matter. There's a really good example. When those first few days after Floyd was killed, right? It had a bit of substance. It had a real feeling for it, and it was vigils. If you remember, it was just vigils. And it was just people protesting in silence with candles and all that kind of stuff. And it was a thing, and it made you feel. Whoever he was, whatever he did, nobody fucking deserves that. Maybe a person who's raped like 12 fucking kids deserves that. But what, to give a $20 note across, whether he knew it was fake or not, whatever, no one deserves to die for $20. And it was, the meaning of it was, I thought at the start, obviously genuine. Then it turned into a fucking business with mansions and fucking everyone's on massive wages, and then it just Antifa got involved and it became that, that whole thing of just burn the fucking place down and all that, and it's just like, never ever going to start a big movement without it being infiltrated. They're very skilled at doing that, and that's why I tend not to get involved in. Especially after the Occupy thing, I just tend not to get involved in any kind of big, group mentality thing. Everybody's fucking lives matter, for God's sake. And I remember people getting angry at me for saying that. I was like, what about fucking everyone else as well? I'm not saying no. I'm just saying those lives matter. Those lives matter. Fucking dogs' lives matter. Fish lives matter. Fucking everybody's lives. Every life fucking matters. No, it's fucking bending the knee. Fuck off. It drives me mad. I'm surprised they've not added 3 more other things to it. Take the knee. They should do a whole fucking rainbow thing. I've got nothing against anybody as long as they do not harm anybody. If they're causing fucking harm and distress, like massive to somebody, I'm fucking not into it. I'm into anything that has some. In fact, let's just put it in a nutshell. Anything with good intent, I'm fucking in. But as soon as that intent's gone, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. What's that? Zero punctuations hot coffee controversy. What's that? I don't know that. Zero punctuations hot coffee controversy video game came to mind. Video game. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't think I've seen it. In fact, I'm going to write that down as well. Coming up with some good shit tonight. Let's have half an hour of looking at all this stuff. 3 things I've got down now. So what's that one? Punctuations hot coffee. Punctuations hot coffee. Let's have a look at that. The path to hell. That doesn't sound very. That doesn't sound very warming. But then again, hell it is probably quite warm. But yeah, just everybody got sucked into it, didn't they? And again, the media was so fucking pro that even when they were burning shit down and beating people senseless and all that kind of shit, they were still like, yeah, it's all right. It's crazy, isn't it? The world. It brings me back to that whole conversation about when did the world go fucking mad? Like when? Because it happened really quick. It happened so fast. Like maybe it was like literally then. Maybe that's the massive side effect of maybe that's the massive side effect of COVID. It sent everybody fucking mental. It's funny. Crazy. Yeah, good intent. It's what you've got to have. You know? God, if everyone could just learn that one thing, everyone could just have good intent. Shrums. Mad, isn't it? Absolute madness. It all comes down to greed, selfishness. Which brings me back to that whole homeless thing again, you know? People with all that money had good intent. They would fucking go out and they would fix stuff until it was done. Like they would make it their life's fucking mission. You know, I could say about Musk, I could say, look, fucking, yeah, how about this one? Here's one. So Apple released a phone about every what? 2.5 minutes. Imagine if you just said to him, you know what? All the money you're going to put into the iPhone 14, fuck it off. Let's go and sort something out. Because no one's that desperate for a fucking new phone when they've just bought one like fucking 6 months ago. Nobody really fucking needs it. Okay, no one really wants a 3 grams lighter. It's a 1/4 of an inch bigger. Battery lasts another hour. No one really fucking needs that bullshit. Oh, it's got a better camera in it. Fuck off. If you want a decent camera, go and spend 3 fucking grand on a camera if you think you're a photographer. You know? About one here. Not interested. Exactly. Clap for the NHS. Bend the knee. TikTok dance for Ukraine. They are just taking a piss. 100%. Fucking dance for Ukraine. I keep seeing these ones come up where there's a very beautiful woman who's all like fucking doing this and it says underneath, I'm from the Ukraine, would you house me? Well, no, not now. Because you look like you're making about 100 grand a fucking week on TikTok. What are you talking about? Exactly. You know, these politically correct woke companies, they're the same people who have got fucking suicide nets on their buildings. You know, God, we're so played. It's insane. It really is fucking insane. Look at me. I'm still on a I'm still on an iPhone 6. That's how long I've had that. And it was given to me. I didn't even buy it. Someone's old phone. I was like, yeah, I'll have that. That'll do. Fucking works fine. Still take better pictures than most people with a fucking iPhone 12. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The dangling carrot. It's like you say, it's just taking a piss. It really is taking a piss. It's people it's egotistical people taking advantage of a terrible fucking tragedy that's happening. And is it human nature? Is it human nature for people to take the piss? I think it is. I think it's just a natural thing. If people see it, well, depending on your mindset, because I think you either have good intent or you don't. I don't think there's no in between. You can't have like, oh, sometimes I have good intent, sometimes. I think you're either that or that. You're not, you know. Why did the counter just go up to like 13? What the fuck? Anybody else in here? I've got an idea. Let's all put a blue and yellow flag on our social media pictures. That'll sort it out. Yeah, for sure. A bit like banning fucking Russian cats from competitions. That'll stop the war. God, they've done some stupid shit. Who was it who said the other day that they're trying to ban the letter Z? I swear someone said that to me the other day, and I hope it was sarcasm. I really do. But then what about, yeah, here's one. They're going to ban the letter Z. What about Z, 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 Z? What about those fuckers? What about those people who identify as Zem, Z, Za, Zoo? Fucking hell. So I'm going to ask that question again. When did the fucking world go mad? When did it like really start to go fucking way off track? Well, it's more people justifying their bullshit. I studied how Nazi soldiers could kill babies. I wondered because I couldn't fathom it. Exactly. Yeah. There's mass psychosis. You know, I think, you know, people have said, oh, it's not a real thing. It fucking is. It really is. It's disturbing. We're all heroes in our own stories. We've got a lot of background actors. I'd love to know, because to me it's like 3 years ago ish. I don't know. I've identified with dummies. Here's a really off its head, completely fucking mad theory I heard the other day. I do like to entertain some theories that are just absolutely like batshit fucking crazy. So check this out. Someone said, we're all dead. I was like, what? Yeah, we're all dead. Explain. And he said, you know when they say you what's just going on there? I need that light actually. You know when they say when you pass, your whole life flashes. You know, you see everything that you've ever done in your life. And he said, what if this is that? What if this is just like a slow motion replay of you recalling everything that you did, but you don't actually remember? That was like, what? What the fuck? I'm completely nuts. Absolutely fucking bonkers. But I just can't, you know what? I can't write anything off anymore because the world's gone fucking, you know, everything's mind blowing now. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I hope CERN and their fucking dangerous fucking game. My God, what are they doing? But why do they even need to fucking? Oh, but it's for the question. You know, the two of the most questions in life. You know, what is reality? Wow, that's what they want to answer. Yeah, all right. Well, just try and do it without fucking sucking the world into a fucking black hole, please. I'm not ready for that. Definitely not ready for that. But yeah, I think about 3 years ago it went mad. Like really mad. And it's probably, I don't know, 10, 15 years is when it really started. Because when I was growing up, it wasn't like this. I feel old saying that, but I'm talking about like especially even the 90s. What was I in the 90s? I'd have been like late teens, early 20s, maybe. Yeah, 1994, I'd have been 20. So, and it wasn't mad. There was mad things happening. Yeah, there was still wars and fucking famine going on and whatever. But it was never so absolutely consistent, like one after another, to the point where they're now overlapping. You're getting stories, and tragedies, and fucking madness that's just overlapping and overlapping to the point where now everything you look at is fucking madness, you know? Oh, hi, you know about the accident they had in 2008, right? Where they had to shut it down because the two magnets fucking went together, like boom. And when you look at the thing that's supposed to be joined like that, it was all like this. It's all crumpled up and see there, yeah, maybe it was. Maybe Obama took office. Maybe it was 9/11. Maybe that was what really fucking everybody. Because that was insane. Like when that happened, no matter who you were on the world, around the world, unless you were a complete fucking hater of the US or the Western world or whatever. But that was, for me, the most. I don't know about saying the word shocking, but it was so surreal. I think it was the most surreal thing I think I've ever seen live. You know, when it all came on and they were all the what's it called? All the cameras were pointing at the buildings and whatever, and then the other one came in, and then another one fucking went over there, and missile hit the Pentagon, and fucking, it was just like what the, like it was stunning. I think that's probably the only time I've ever been really fucking stunned, like gobsmacked. Like someone's got some balls. Who the fuck, you know? What's that? One more because it brought me back to the atom conversation. The Doomsday Machine: Confessions of a Nuclear War Planner by Daniel Ellsberg. I think my dad has got that book. Let me write that down as well because I'm pretty sure he's got that. Confessions of a Nuclear War Planner. Confessions War Planner. After that, what's his name? Daniel Ellsberg. Hey, I saw the Doomsday plane was out, flying over Los Angeles a few days ago. Being escorted by two Was it 2 KC-135s, the Strato tankers? But it was the Doomsday plane, the 747 with all the little fucking bumps and bits and shit going on. Oh, mate, do you know what? I'm so glad you brought that up because that was fucking absolutely atrocious. That ceremony was one of the most fucked up ceremonies I have ever seen. Like really, really, like the people in the, if I remember, because it was quite a while ago, wasn't it? If I remember the people in those bags that were the symbolism of like babies in the womb, and it was just like one after another of just like, what, this is so gross. Like, what was that about? Like, if that were, like you say, if that wasn't just absolute symbolism of the fucking elite, like, wow. And anybody listening right now, I'm so glad you said that because that was, now you've said it, I realised how fucked up that was. When I saw that, I went around everyone going, have you fucking seen this? What the fuck are they doing? It was all rituals, exactly. It was definitely rituals. And I remember it being like, some of it was just, I remember sitting watching it with my mate going, what? Yeah, see, Alexia, I agree. That's when, I think it was about 20-something years ago. Maybe it was like, I don't know, maybe it was crossing into the 21st century. Maybe there was something really weird going on. Maybe, I don't know. Some weird fucking time thing. Did something happen? Did reality change somehow? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because that makes me think now that around 2000 seems to make sense. Because then, obviously, what happened in New York, and then the whole fucking, guy in a cave with some sandals on, fucking did everything. Just, I guess that's when the hardcore narrative started. What's that? The military is the government's security against the people who don't agree with the plans against the people. Yeah. But then I think when it comes down to it, I think when it really, really comes down to it, when they're told to go and fight us, I think a lot of them are going to go, I have that kind of feeling that not all of them, but I think a lot of them would just, you know what, fuck this. You know, how many, what was the thing where we saw a lot of the police suddenly join the protesters? What was that thing? That wasn't that long ago. I can't remember which. God, there's so many fucking events happened. I can't even remember which one it actually is. Mate, fucking put enough in these cans. I'm still about here. Do you know what? Drink cans rather than bottles. I guarantee that you're slower drinking a can than you are a bottle. Was it the Omen when Damien forms the UN to take control? Why does that ring a bell? I'm going to go through a load of old films. I'm pretty explains what's coming. Yeah, I got into JWTV. Really good. And anyone's not sub to him, go sub to him. Got some cracking stuff on there. I probably what I watch, probably I think I've seen about 10 of his now. And super interesting. Kombucha. I'm drinking Hobgoblin Gold. It's a bit hoppy. It's a hoppy beer. But they do a ruby as well. Ruby beer. Whoa, love it. Took another inch out of it. Yeah, it's one of my faves, Hobgoblin. Really nice out the... They do, Jerry. They definitely do. Because they were kind of straight to the point. Not so many explosions and car chases and shit to distract you into what the actual story is behind the actual movie. Kind of like that Moonfall that I've just watched. There's so many things in there that just make you like to distract you from the actual story and the point of the actual movie. Like some of the CGI in there is fucking incredible. Like I just go watch it. Yeah, I fully agree with you, Alexis. Because like I said, when I was 20 to 30, I don't remember any of this shit. I don't remember as much shit happening, and like the mental state of people, of whether it's fucking 36 identities that you can identify as now. Who would ever think, ever in your life, that a man can't be a man and a woman can't be a woman? Like who that for me, I have absolutely zero problem with anybody who wants to be, if a guy wants to be a woman and a woman wants to be a guy, fucking fair enough. Do what you got to do to make yourself happy. You know what I mean? But all this, like, I even see the fucking government using the terms now, where they say a pregnant person. What? You mean a pregnant woman? No, a pregnant person. Yes. Can a man have a baby? Not yet. But yeah, if you like identify as fucking whatever, just yeah. Do you know what? One thing I'm really, really fucking interested in is Antarctica. That's something that's got me by the knackers. Because there's some fucking weird shit going on down there. Why the fuck would the Pope go to Antarctica? Explain that one. Why would all these like billionaires and fucking zillionaires and everyone, why would they all be going to Antarctica for some reason? Is there some kind of fucking church there? Some kind of thing? Some kind of, I don't know, another species? Are they, I fucking know, are they going home? I've got no idea. But it's definitely one of the most interesting things that I've looked into to do with like weirdness, What's that? I actually think doctors have the short end of the stick there. Can you imagine having to say straight to face, okay, when you've got prostate? Yeah. Imagine, going back to that a minute ago. Imagine when, like, you've just had a kid, like you've just had your baby, your wife's just finished pushing that fucking thing out, and the doctor goes, "Do you want to know what it is?" They go, "Yeah, it's and he's afraid to say it because he doesn't know if they. Oh, I don't want. Oh, you're gonna have to let him decide as he grows up what it wants to be. Fucking hell. There's some crazy stuff in Antarctica. It's really, it's really quite. And again, it's gonna be one of these things we're never gonna fucking know. So what's that? Like it's definitely to do with the occult, isn't it? It's got to be. It's got to be something fucking mad about Antarctica. Otherwise, they just fucking let people go there, but you can't. You've got to go on special fucking permission and through certain trips and yeah, exactly. Yeah, the treaty. They said they would never arm it, did they, or something? I can't remember what the treaty was. No one would ever. Was it? I can't remember what the treaty was. There was something to do with no one would ever claim. I think no one would ever claim it, and you would never weaponize it, or something like that. If I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, tell me what it is. Yeah, there's some good. There's quite a bit of like. There's so many anomalies on Google Maps or Google Earth, whatever. There's tons of weird shit. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more weird than that, though. I think it's. Hey, Billy. Gas is holding at 365. What's 365? That's a gallon, though, right? 365 a gallon. See, we fucking drives me mad. The UK, we do litres. So at the moment, it's about 168 a litre. So there's 2. What is it? 2. Is it 4 litres in a gallon or 2.2? I can never remember that either. I think it's 2.2 because then that would kind of make sense. Technically, women conceive at least fertilized. Yeah, so men can have babies. I see where you're coming from. But I mean, like, the day an actual guy gives birth to a baby, it's got to be painful. It's got to be painful. Yeah, they won't militarize it. That was it. So again, I saw something like this again the other day about bird flu. But what's it called? Neocov. Neocov seems to be the thing that's cracking off in China at the moment. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. It's set in motion now, isn't it? And it'll get so expensive, and they'll go, "Oh, well, you're just gonna have to get an electric car," and then they'll start charging you fucking absolute fortune for electric as well. What about this water hydrogen thing that the guy did in is it Pakistan? That he got so fed up that he just started converting all the motorbikes. I thought that was quite a good one. The guy, because that patent was bought up, wasn't it, years ago? The guy who was it? A guy who ran his car on 6 ounces of water and got something like 1,000 miles. And made an absolute fortune by selling it, and whoever bought it just shelved it. In fact, I'm just about to read something about Admiral Byrd. I think he talks about the woolly mammoth and the green lands in the Antarctic woods. Yeah. God, I wonder what the real story for that is. It's intriguing. Definitely intriguing. Like they're living underneath it. Is there something underneath? Because there seems to be a lot of weird caves. I noticed that. A lot of very strangely look like they've been built caves. I don't mean like just big cracks and stuff. It's like perfect kind of ovals and half ovals with flat bottoms, as if someone's just gone fucking digging out and coal-powered cars. Well, there's fucking how much coal there is. Jesus Christ. But it's something I didn't know was that there is, what is it, like 3 or 4 commercial grades of coal. So some high quality doesn't give off hardly any shit. Low quality gives off tons of shit. So I've always wondered about that. I've always wondered about how, like, did they just say, "Oh, coal bad," and start pushing you towards their next, part of the agenda of electricity and whatever. Almost all of it uncarbonated. Wonder what it's like swimming in carbonated water. Dive in it and just look like you were constantly farting. Funny. Very funny. So come on, let's have another subject. What are we going to talk about? Sorry, guys, but I'm going to smoke a cigarette. I don't smoke too many cigarettes, but I just fancy one. It's funny. I have a what's the name of tobacco for when I have a beer. Because sometimes when I have a beer, I just feel like a cigarette. Dead weird. I don't know what that's about. I saw something about Britney as well, about how she. In fact, this brings up that subject. Has anyone seen these things about the face masks? And I mean like the very, very real ones. I don't mean like some dodgy Halloween mask. I'm talking about like some weird things going on. I saw something the other day that a guy says he has found Michael Jackson. And I thought I actually clicked it just for fucking giggles. And by the end of it, I was like, what the fuck? They did all the measurements on the guy's face. Except he's got dreadlocks. And it was just that weird. It was just that like, no, I mean masks like full on. Yeah, I'd take this off and I'd be someone else. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like very, very, very fucking real. Yeah, very strange. Very, very strange. And the thing about Rihanna as well, I thought that one was quite interesting. How it shows you a picture of her on the same night at 2 different events. And one of them is definitely not fucking the same. They're chubby cheeks, this, that. Very weird. Very, very fucking weird. Yeah, exactly. Like the thing off Mission Impossible. Do you remember when they did that? As real as that. And I'm wondering how many of these elite fuckers are. God, imagine if there was someone who's actually 3 different fucking stars. That'd be a headbanger, wouldn't it? Fucking hell. That would be insane. Crazy. But yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few of these. I wonder how many. Because it was the girl who got killed on the, was it Alia? The girl who was killed in the Caribbean on the jet ski. Do you remember that? And like 2 weeks later, she was seen in Miami. That kind of thing. It's fucking like. I guess there's there's good business in claiming insurance, but there's a lot of things about how they chuck you out of, if you. The whole thing about joining the music industry. I have one experience of something very dodgy. I don't know if it was a fucking prank. I don't know if it was just someone fucking about or whatever. But when I was in Thailand, I'd released a couple of songs that went quite big. And a lot of the big DJs picked it up, and it was on Radio 1 and fucking a few of the big stations in America. It got really good support from people like Cole Cox, Roger Sanchez. Some of the, if you know, like the house music scene, it's pretty fucking big names. And it got a lot of traction and whatever. And a couple of people came to me saying, fancy doing some ghost writing? I was like, well, not really, no. Because I want to do my own music. I don't want to write a fucking song and then some other dick put his fucking name on it. It's like, well, not really. He said, yeah, but there's really good money. I was like, well, not really interested. Again, I've just never been that interested in making hundreds of millions of dollars. And maybe I should have done, because then I could have done what I really fucking want to do and go out. But besides the point, I digress. So it all started getting a bit mad, and a lot of support, a lot of this. Got into like the top 10 on a lot of the download sites. And so I released a couple more songs of a similar sort of nature, and they went fucking big, and the same people picked it up and this and that. And I thought, fucking hell, I'm getting somewhere. This is pretty good. I got a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning in Thailand, right? I thought, who the fucking hell's this? Hello? Is that Rob Newtek? It's like, yeah. It said, hi, we know about your song, you got great support, congratulations, whatever. I was like, yeah. I was like, excuse me, mate, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Do you mind if you give us a buzz back tomorrow? He said, oh no, this the opportunity that I want to offer you is I was like, mate, you've woken me up. I want to really fucking go to sleep. He's like, you don't want to waste this opportunity. And I was like, yeah, but this opportunity will be there tomorrow, won't it? So can you call me back tomorrow? And he said, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss out on this. I said, mate, to be honest, you're starting to piss me off a bit now. And you're not really telling me anything. And I just want to go to fucking bed. And I'll, give me a number and I'll take it back. And his whole attitude changed. Like, I mean, really fucking changed. He went, I don't think you really fucking understand what I'm saying to you. And I was like, all right, fucking hell, mate, calm down. He said, don't fucking tell me to calm down. You got to fucking miss an opportunity that's going to make your fucking life change. I was like, mate, I don't know have you asked me to do a fucking life changing? I don't want my fucking life changing, thank you. I was like, I'm quite happy what I'm doing. I work for myself. I don't need fuck all. Well, you'll never get anywhere. Oh, right, okay, well, I'll leave you with this then. Fuck you. And he said, fucking, and I just hung the phone up, and I was like, fucking disturbed me. I was like, fuck's sake, how the fuck this guy made me angry. And it just sounded like one of the big record companies is what it sounded like. Just the way he spoke to me, he had this fucking kind of swagger in his voice about like, we're fucking, we're the fucking bee's knees kind of thing. And I was just like, and it was just that one when I said, look, fucking hell, I'm trying to sleep. his whole demeanour changed, and it freaked me out. It really did freak me out. And I look back at that and I think, was that like my first real experience of how filthy fucking disgusting the music industry is? And I think it was. I really do think it was. What we got? Yeah, we're not fucking hell, 30 years, 25, 30 years I must have done music. What's with the Meghan and Harry robots? See, that wouldn't fucking surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they've done AI clones fucking years ago and have just not fucking told anybody. That would, it sounds fucking mad, and even I think it's bad. But I would not go, oh my god. I'd be like, fucking wow. What was the film? Surrogates. Do you remember the film Surrogates? The film Surrogates was where the elite would have a surrogate clone go out and do all their shit for them. That was a pretty good film. It's quite an old film, if I remember. It's probably like the early 2000s or something like that. But I'm sure it was called something like Surrogates. And it literally was the elite having their own clones. So when they went to do events, I can't be fucked to do that. Send out the clone. Lazy, egotistical fuckers. Like Ready Game One. Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird film. Very strange. But yeah, fucking hell. Well, listen, guys, it's 3 hours and 21 minutes, 3 to 1. And it's 1:30 in the morning here, so I might have to call it a day. It has been a fabulous evening. And yeah, I fucking love this. I absolutely fucking love this shit. Because when I started this, I thought, I've promised to do the whole, pictures of fucking skylines and all that stuff, and weather modification and blah blah. And I was a bit disappointed with myself because I thought, fuck, I haven't got my hard drives out and got the pictures and all that kind of stuff. So I was a bit like, oh shit, what are we going to talk about? Fucking hell, longest live we've done yet. In fact, I'm not going to stop it for another couple of minutes because fucking one number I fucking hate is 322. I fucking hate it. And at the moment, I'm on 3 hours and 22 minutes. So we cannot fucking stop for at least another 25 seconds. So listen, Ohio, Alexis, Billy, Window, everyone who's been in, you made my day. You really have made my day. And it's been a lot of fun. Ohio, what else we got? Mighty Atom, like all you guys, fucking yeehaw! A lot of fun. 3 hours, 23 minutes. I think we've done pretty good tonight. But yeah, fucking hell. What's that? You mean the date where they turned CERN back on with more power? No, but I was the whole 322 thing. Do you not remember the George Bush clip where the guy said, "Oh, yeah, we were in a secret society with 322," and he went, "Yeah, that." Why is that when they fucking turn? Don't tell me that is the date. Are you serious? Fucking weird. Dead weird. But yeah, it's the 322 things, the whole like elite thing, isn't it? Just put yeah. Hold on. Let me just see if I can find that clip. George Bush 322. Let me see if it's on here. Where is it? It'll be on here somewhere. One sec. Let me just see if I can find that one clip. There you go. You ready? You were both in Skull and Bones. 322. He's a fucker. He's a fucker, Mr. Bush. 322, Skull and Bones. It's so secret I can't talk about it, he said. Oh, fucking hell, me beer. Mate, you're going to have to fucking be in every time I have a beer, Windows my beer reminder. So, as I say in Thai, Chuck D Cap. Cheers, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure tonight. And you know how I can tell that it's been fun? Time. Time flies. Feels like an hour and a half. You know when you just don't struggle, when you just flow. 3 hours, 26 minutes. Fuck yes. Well impressed. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. Exactly. Well, listen, guys, I think we'll call it there. We're going to end on a safe number, so I'm not going to get any shit for being like, he's fucking part of the Illuminati. But listen, thank you massively for spending all it. Like, you guys have spent 3 hours with me. This is fucking, can't ask for more. I really can't. It's been a lot of fun. We covered a lot of subjects. And you know what the thing is with these subjects? Because they're just continual. Like, we can discuss shit 100 fucking times and still come up with new stuff. You know what I mean? And again, I wish there was a way that we could all hang out a bit more. Like, I'd like to do, I can't remember who said it. I think it was you, Billy, who said, like, to do a Zoom call or something like that, where we can get, like, fucking, because there's only, what, 5, 8 people max. And I think it'd be really good if we all sat and had a chat, you know what I mean? Where we could all talk to each other. So maybe I'll look into that, and I can, yeah, exactly. You could be my, you could be my drink buddy. Fuck yes. So I'll look into that, and if anyone else wants to look into that to see if it's actually possible to do, because we can still do stuff on YouTube, but it'd be just good, like, say, I don't know, once a month or whatever, we just jump on Zoom and 7, 8 of us just have a fucking absolute bit of banter. You know what I mean? But then, well, I'll choose a time because I know most of you lot are from the States, right? I think Alexis, you're in the UK, right? I think, and I think Mighty Atom was in the UK, right? And I think Dougal's in the UK. I think I'll have to find out. Listen, when I've closed this down, just jump in the comments and just tell me where you're from, like country-wise. Just so I can, because then what I'll do is I'll look into how we can sort that out and what would be the best time to do it. You know what I mean? Because it might be better to do it early morning. So because I think most of you, yeah, you're 5 hours behind. Yeah, so early morning is probably going to be a pain in the ass. Like we could start it at midnight here. You know what I mean? Oh no, sorry, Alexis, you're in the States, aren't you? I forget who it was. There was a couple of you from the UK, if I remember. But listen, I'll look into it, and if anyone else wants to look into it, you know, we'll try and figure it out because it'd be really good to actually sit and chat with you rather than me chat and you type, because typing's a pain in the ass. So we've got 5 hours behind, 6 hours behind. I know. All right, good stuff. Germany, UK, and USA. Wow, so now you're in the US. Excellent. Well, listen, guys, much love. Thanks for spending time with me. You know, I'm just a fucking English guy doing his thing. And it's just really good to meet people who are just sound of mind. You know what I mean? We can talk about shit and get fucking crazy about it and wappy out there fucking stuff. And there's never any bad words. There's never any, there's no confrontation. There's no fucking trolls. There's no fucking bullshit. And I fucking love it. So listen, take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. And I'll see you on the next one, which just might be in a couple of days. Let's see how we get on. But listen, take care of yourselves. Be safe. And see you on the next one. Take it easy.